Hello, everybody. Good morning. 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 Oh, it's gonna be a somber one. I didn't sleep a wink last night. I didn't sleep a fucking wink. I've been up all night. What's on the menu of horror today? We have officially reached the point of no return in the United States. I don't say that lightly. We have reached the point of do not believe your lying eyes. That's where we're at now. We have the President of the United States saying, just don't believe what you're seeing. It's not real. That's where we're at. At the same time, the internet in Iran has gone down. American warships and warplanes are approaching. Israel has withdrawn its, what are they called? It's like spies in the region, its emissaries in the region. World War III is going to break out in the next 4 months. World War III will begin. And I don't have hope that it won't be a thermonuclear war. I don't have that hope. I have hope that we'll survive and we'll make it out of here. But I firmly believe a nuclear weapon is going to detonate in the next 4 months. Firmly. We're in this like postmodernist era. It's a new era. It's just the death of truth. We live in an era. No, Africa is probably the least safe. We live in an era now where, I mean, Republicans are quite literally creating their own reality and living in it. Look.
It was an act of domestic terrorism. What happened was our ICE officers were out in an enforcement action. They got stuck in the snow because of the adverse weather that is in Minneapolis. They were attempting to push out their vehicle, and a woman attacked them and those surrounding them and attempted to run them over and ram them with her vehicle. An officer of ours acted quickly and defensively.
The party told you to reject the evidence of your eyes and ears. It was their final and most essential command. That's where we're at. The government is telling you to not believe your eyes. They're telling you to not believe what you can see with your own eyes. They're labeling this woman as a domestic terrorist. They're praising this shooter. They're praising him as a hero. This is the end. This is the end. I need you to understand. There's no more democracy. You do not have any power anymore. You do not get to... You could vote for your elected official. Your elected official has no power. You don't live in a country with checks and balances. You live in a nation with a Führer. And the Führer decides what reality is. It's fucking disgusting. You know, but I'll give you, listen, I'm a revolutionary optimist. I have to maintain hope. I have to maintain hope, and I will maintain hope. And my hope is that we can win the 2026 midterms and prevent their halt of the 2028 election, win the 2028 election, use the authoritarian guideline that they have set up to round up every single ICE agent and use them as slave labor for the rest of their miserable existences. On top of that, we need to arrest a whole bunch of military generals. We need to arrest a whole bunch of military generals. They're committing illegal orders. They're following illegal orders. Thank you for so much of what you're doing. We were blowing up Discord last night. Your mods have been super supportive. Shout out to those champs for helping us keep from losing it. Send Luigi much love. Thank you very much for the $20. I appreciate that. Voting is going to get us out of this. We have one chance to use the system to stop this. That's the 2026 midterms. One chance. It needs to be a blue nami. You need to have leftists, not Democrats, you need to have leftists win in every single state, in every single election, in order to attempt to create some sort of coalition to resist when push comes to shove, because the push will come to shove. It will. Donald Trump is going to wage war on you. He's going to try to kill you. He's going to send the United States military to try to kill you. That's going to happen. And you need to be prepared for that. If you don't have a firearm, you need to go get one. I'm being fucking dead ass. If you don't have a firearm, you need to go fucking get one. I don't give a shit what your beliefs on guns are. Do you want to live or do you want to die? Go get a fucking gun. Thank you for the $20. Hey, no sleep crew. All of the everything has my mental health stretched to its limits. I'm not sure how long I'll be able to tune in without losing it, but thank you for being a guiding light in the darkness. Thank you. Appreciate that. Was yesterday the final straw? Yesterday was the straw that broke the camel's back. I am quite numb. I'm enraged. I am in many different group chats with people from across the nation, planning, activating, mobilizing. I can't have this. I can't have this. I can't just sit by and watch as my nation collapses. The nation that my father served, the nation that my uncles served, the nation that my grandparents on both sides served. I cannot sit back and watch my nation collapse. Kristi Noem going live. That fucking disgusting subhuman cunt. Where's she going live? Why do they blatantly lie to our faces? Because they don't respect you. They don't respect you. Jesus Christ. Look at this. Look at this set. It's all theater. Luigi updates, she's healing. This is all theater. And it's bad theater. Fucking disgusting. Practically predicted this? There's nothing practical about it. Every single thing this regime has done, I've told you they would do 3 months early. Every single fucking thing. I need you to understand, it's not about me. It's about leftists. I'm not a prophet. I'm a leftist. I can tell you what's going to happen because I've studied fucking history. I thought that was going to be Kristi. All it takes to be able to see the future is to know the past. That is all it takes. Disgusting. We're gonna put together some of the Republican reaction. That's what we're gonna do. Here is the reaction from the President of the United States of America. I have just viewed the clip of the event which took place in Minneapolis, Minnesota. It is a horrible thing to watch. The woman screaming was obviously a professional agitator, and the woman driving the car was very disorderly, obstructing and resisting, who then violently, willfully, and viciously ran over the ICE officer, who seems to have shot her in self-defense. We literally watched that ICE officer not get hit by a car, and then wipe her blood off of him, and walk away, get in his car, and flee the scene. This is the most brazen lie he has ever told, and this will be the moment that breaks the camel's back. This will be the moment where you have to decide what kind of person you are. You saw what happened. I'll show you again. He was not hit by the car. She did not even attempt to run him over with her car. She wasn't even a protester. She lived in that fucking house and was going home. And they told her to move her car, so she tried to move her car, and they shot her in the face 3 times with her wife and dog in the car next to her, and then refused to let a doctor give her medical care while she bled out in the snow for 10 minutes, and the murderous terrorist got in his vehicle and drove off. Anything other than fucking capital punishment I will not accept. I want this fucking piece of shit under the goddamn jail! Based on the attached clip, it is hard to believe that he is alive, but is now recovering in the hospital. The situation is being studied in its entirety, but the reason these incidents are happening is because the radical left is threatening, assaulting, and targeting our law enforcement officers and ICE agents on a daily basis. Did you guys know that there has never been a single case of an immigrant killing a ICE officer in their multiple decades-long history? Never fucking once has an immigrant killed an ICE officer. Never in their goddamn history. They are just trying to do the job of making America safe. We need to stand by and protect our law enforcement officers from this radical left movement of violence and hate. And then he shares this video. And in the video he shared, he doesn't even get hit by the car. In the literal video that he fucking shared, my teacher told me there was another angle of the ICE agent. Your teacher is a brain-dead troglodyte and you should drop that fucking class and report them. In the literal video that Trump posts, the guy doesn't even get hit by a car. His hips got brushed? No, they didn't. Guys, we have angles that are slow it down from fucking frame to frame. He never got touched by the car. Renee Nicole Good, the woman killed by ICE. The woman shot dead by federal immigration. We're going to have to get multiple angles of this. I'm going to have to get multiple angles of this. That one doesn't, that's not the good angle. I need a better angle. This here you go. Here's frame by frame. This is the shooter. He drew his just so you know, this is why I always, these people just want to kill people. ICE agents just want to murder you. That's what they want. They itch for it. They get hard off of it. They have bloodlust. This is a man who just wanted to kill somebody. He also almost shot his fellow officer. Look at this angle, bro! He almost fucking killed the guy next to him. There he is before he's not in danger whatsoever. He had never been hit by that car. It is a fucking lie. And Trump says he's in the hospital recovering and that he barely survived. Yeah, Friendly reminder that everybody who supports Donald Trump is subhuman vermin and you should be bullying and ostracizing them to the point of no fucking return. And you know what point that is. I want them to reach that fucking point. Your parents will cheer. I'm gonna keep this one up. I want the 4-minute long video. I want the long one. You got this one. I'm keeping that one. You know it's bad
have
when
a policy
Ron
that
DeSantis,
if you're driving on one of those streets,
Ron fucking DeSantis, I think, is about to come to the defense of the woman. Ron DeSantis, I believe, we're about to find out, I think he's about to come to the defense of the dead woman. That's how fucking bad this is.
mob comes and surrounds your vehicle and threatens you, you have a right to flee for your safety. And so if you drive off and you hit one of these people, that's their fault for impinging on you. You don't have to sit there and just be a sitting duck and let the mob grab you out of your...
Oh, okay. This has nothing to do with the event. This is just showing how much of a fucking hypocrite this piece of shit is. This has nothing to do with the event. This is an older video of him when in Florida they passed a law where if there's a mob of protesters, you're allowed to run them over and kill them.
Your car and drag you through the streets. You have a right to defend yourself in Florida.
Gonna keep that one too. Thanks for keeping me sane. All these bots and crazy motherfuckers online are killing my sanity. That's what they want. They want civil unrest. They want you to take out ICE officers. They want that. They want that.
That we just had in Minneapolis, Minnesota, it was an act of domestic terrorism. What happened, it was our ICE officers were out in an enforcement action. They got stuck in the snow because of the adverse weather that is in Minneapolis. They were attempting to push out their vehicle, and a woman attacked them and those surrounding them and attempted to run them over and ram them with her vehicle. An officer of ours...
Thanks for the video. I've been loving your content for months now, even being Navy. I appreciate saying how it is, and I'm aware of what I need to be in order to do. Keep up the good work, man. Thank you. Appreciate you. Listen, I need to tell you something. This is not a matter of if, this is a matter of when. You are going to receive an illegal order. If you follow that order, I personally will do everything I can to make sure you go to prison. Okay? This has nothing to do with you. This has everything to do with the United States military and the fascist president that we have. You serve a fascist, okay? Thank you for the $20, but you better fucking refuse that illegal order when it comes. Otherwise, we're going to hunt you down and make sure you spend the rest of your fucking days in prison. Thank you for the $20.
Did quickly and defensively shot to protect himself and the people around him. And my understanding is that she was hit and is deceased. We're continuing to gather more information, but this goes to show the assaults that our ICE officers and our law enforcement are under every single day. Questions there. You asked about...
I'm so fucking furious. I'm so fucking furious. I'm so fucking furious. Let's see how some of the Republican responses.
How far are you guys willing to go?
Well, the fight.
Look at this fat, disgusting piece of shit. Look at this morbidly obese fascist fuck. Fucking spilling out of his pants, you fucking fat boy. You fat piece of shit. Look at that fucking fat, disgusting slop animal. Why are they all so fucking fat? No goddamn training to join ICE. Just a bunch of fucking morbidly obese fascist fucks. Disgusting fucking fat-bodied pieces of shit.
You two guys.
Yet again today, this morning, this after a
Oh, let's see if the Iranian power grid is actually going out. Oh no. Oh no, oh no. Oh no, oh no, oh no, oh no, oh no. Gang, what happened? The Iranian power grid is slowly going out. Ukraine is telling their representatives to leave the region. Israel has withdrawn all of its representatives from the region. It seems like I was right again, and Israel is going to attack Iran again. I said that it would happen in the first 7 days of 2026, and then I think on day 5 I changed my mind. I said, nah, I think it's going to be the first 10 days. Looks like I'm going to be right again. Looks like in the first 10 days of 2026, we're going to bomb Iran again. Ain't that something?
Life was a self-proclaimed poet from Colorado. The woman who lost her life was a self-proclaimed poet from Colorado, with pronouns in her bio. A 37-year-old white woman named Renee Good. The Daily Mail says she leaves behind a lesbian partner and
Fox News is a terrorist organization, and every single person who works there should be arrested and enslaved, thrown into a fucking gulag, and be fed gruel for the next 40 years while we use them to build the future cities. Specifically, this motherfucking cocksucker.
a child from a previous. The Daily Mail says she leaves behind a lesbian partner and a child from a previous marriage. She was a disruptor, though she considered herself a legal observer.
I love how he's refusing to mention the fact that she was driving home and she lives on this block and she was not there to protest. She was there to go home.
But there's no evidence she had a law degree.
I'm biting my tongue a lot today. I need you to understand. I need you to look in my eyes and understand the things that I want to say, I cannot say. But boy, oh boy, am I fucking thinking them. Boy, oh fucking boy, am I thinking them. And I think that I'm expressive enough for you to understand what I'm thinking without me saying it. And I'm fucking thinking it.
to take a step back and understand that these officers are enforcing the laws of our nation. If you want to live in a lawless nation, then go to the nations where many of these people ran from, because
Shut the fuck up, you cunt.
those are the lawless nations. We should appreciate
We're the fucking lawless nation. I just watched a fucking masked Nazi murder a woman in cold blood, get in his car and drive off, and the president of the United States says that he's the hero and she's the fucking terrorist. I don't want to hear this shit from you, you fucking gray-haired cunt.
we have law and order here in the United States of America. That's what people all around the world hunger for. And unfortunately, we have many people on the left that would rather live in communities with absolutely no laws.
Yeah. Sanctuary City, that is one.
Fucking pieces of shit.
You said that they're going to be taking up the appropriation.
Now here comes Cuck Schumer and fucking AIPAC Shakur, where they're gonna do a stern finger wag and say, that's not okay. Oh, don't do that again, because they're fucking doormats for the fascists.
If Democrats take back the House or Senate, will they do anything to slash funding for ICE or hold ICE accountable for these fatal shootings? There are multiple shootings, not just what happened to Renee Good.
Let me first say that the killing of Renee Nicole Good was an abomination, a disgrace. And blood is clearly on the hands of those individuals within the administration who've been pushing an extreme policy that has nothing to do with.
This guy's got no fucking riz. He's got no fucking charisma. He can't give a goddamn speech for his life.
Immigration enforcement connected to removing violent felons from this country. We support the removal of violent felons from this country who are here illegally. But that's not what this administration has been doing under the so-called leadership of Kristi Noem, who's a stone-cold liar. There's no evidence at all that this was a justified shooting. So let's deal with the tragedy right now. She hasn't even been buried. Her family is grieving. She was a single mom and an American citizen.
She wasn't a fucking single mom. She had a wife. She had a wife. You fucking piece of shit. You fucking gelatinous, spineless, supine worm.
And we all are outraged by what took place in Minneapolis, and we will respond decisively.
No, you fucking won't. You'll do nothing! You never do anything! You're a fucking useless piece of shit! Resign in disgrace, you fucking pathetic swine! Look at that! Look at that! Yeah, look at that! Yeah, because you're going to fucking fix the problem. Yeah, because I got faith in you. I got faith in you, Chuck Schumer. Look at that motherfucker. Look at that motherfucker. Oh my God, you're disgusting. You're fucking disgusting. You do nothing. You do nothing. You're useless.
Proclaimed poet from Colorado.
Bottom line is this: when a federal officer gives you instructions, you abide by them, and then you get to keep your life.
You get to keep your life?
It's clear that she tried to use her vehicle as a weapon, mow over an ICE agent, and now she is dead. And her death is tragic, but at the end of the day, it was completely avoidable if she would have simply followed the commands of...
Yeah, why didn't you just let the masked domestic terrorists kidnap you? Why didn't you just let the masked domestic terrorists kidnap you? Why wouldn't you do that? Why didn't you just let them kidnap you?
Believes they can do anything they want, and we're just supposed to sit down and take it. It's time for Americans to say enough, and if you get in the way of the government repelling a foreign invasion, you're going to end up just like that lady did yesterday.
You fucking morbidly obese Zionist, genocidal, warmongering bastard. You fucking advocated to nuke Gaza, and now you're foaming at the mouth with a fucking boner over the idea of dead Americans being shot by mass Gestapo thugs. You're a fucking traitor. You're a goddamn fucking traitor. You should be charged with treason. You should be given capital fucking punishment.
The agent who fired the deadly shots appeared to step in front of the moving vehicle. From a tactical
Thank you for the $2.
point of view, what would the training be in a situation like that?
Well, clearly, from what we know, this is not a person that was the target of any pre-planned law enforcement investigation. And from a proportionality sense, we're approaching someone that at that point was only suspected of blocking the roadway. And so, of course, tactically,
Chris, we have MAGA money?
An officer approaches a vehicle.
What do you mean?
There is extensive training that city police officers and troopers around the country go through to try and approach in a safe manner.
Thank you for the $10. Love the work. You've helped me convert some Trumpy friends and never lose hope. You are a beacon of it. Thank you. I appreciate you.
That does not unnecessarily put a law enforcement officer at risk. Because clearly, for many years, professional law enforcement has been trying to eliminate situations where we're placing officers at risk so that they may have to use force unnecessarily.
Yeah, what are the reasonable actions you're taught to take in a situation like that if an officer believes that someone who is driving a vehicle which could be used as a weapon poses a threat?
So someone who is unarmed, that is in a vehicle that may be trying to get away from law enforcement, you want to do everything possible to minimize risk. Because the reality is, firing a handgun at someone driving a car is not particularly effective at stopping the vehicle. So in situations when police are conducting traffic
They weren't trying to stop the vehicle. That man was not trying to stop the vehicle. He wanted to murder that woman. You have to understand, the reason why people join ICE is because they want to kill people. That's the only reason you join ICE, is either A, you're a white supremacist and you fucking hate brown people, or B, you really want to kill somebody and you don't have the balls to join the military. That's the only reason somebody joins ICE. He knew that fucking pistol wasn't going to stop the car, but he also knew it would kill her, and that probably gave him an erection, okay? Because we're not talking about people. We're talking about a subhuman class of vermin. That's what ICE is, a subhuman class of vermin. They are not human beings. You should not be treating them equally. They do not deserve human rights. That's what they are. They are fucking vermin!
Where we know, the vehicle is the registered owner because there's a license plate. We may know the identity of the person inside. We try and do everything possible to protect the officer's safety and the safety of the larger community, and try and follow up with...
Stop fucking calling these ICE agents officers. They're not officers. They're fucking terrorists. This goes to the chat. Stop referring to ICE as officers or agents. They are terrorists. If you make any videos, if you cover this, if you post about it, refer to them properly. They are terrorists.
Any investigative actions later on.
Chief O'Hara, has the Department of Homeland Security, the federal agents involved in all of this, shared any of their documentation or reports from...
they don't have any documentation.
...the scene from yesterday?
No. There was... the FBI was in charge of the scene yesterday, and we worked extensively with them to ensure that the evidence at the scene was preserved, that we provided any resources that was needed to ensure the integrity of that scene, and to ensure that both the FBI and the Minnesota BCA had what they need to collect evidence and initiate this investigation.
You said that they're going to be taking up the appropriations process.
I saw something, somebody in chat just reminded me of it. An off-duty ICE officer with an SS tattoo. Yeah, this is it. Chris, it's your dirtbag Wap Italiano over here from Colorado. I can no longer sit idle and quiet as these demons try to make the world as disturbing and disgusting as them. Do not let them taint your soul. They will not taint my soul. My soul is controlled by the old gods. They couldn't touch this shit with their bullshit false Abrahamic god if they fucking wanted.
See this fucking shit. Dude. Where's that fucking tattoo? Let me see this.
ICE agent with a fucking SS tattoo. They're literally Nazis. I need you to understand, the only good ICE agent is a you-know-what ICE agent. They are not useful to our society. We are better off without them.
Yeah, get the fuck in your truck and get the fuck out of this city, dog. Dude, I mean it, bro. Don't make me fucking get on the phone and start calling people, because I'll have half this fucking city come down here and take you the fuck apart.
Well, dude, I'm not even from nowhere around. We just come
Fuck
through.
off, Nazi. Get in your truck and leave.
Dude, they're also such pussies, bro. When they don't have their masks, they don't have their guns, and they don't have their backup, they are such fucking pussies.
You Nazis?
No, man, we're not even from here.
Where the rest of them at?
Texas.
Yeah?
No, they're not.
Go back to fucking Texas.
Dude, I had this done years ago.
I know.
I did see Hilton refuse ICE rooms. Dude, I had this done years ago. I've been a Nazi for about a decade now, man. I got that SS tattoo behind my ear years ago, man. And now I joined the masked Nazi Gestapo ICE, man. Now I'm a domestic terrorist, man. I'm not a Nazi. I'm just a domestic terrorist that has a Nazi tattoo, man.
Oh, and it
fucking toothless hick, fucking inbred redneck subhuman fucking vermin.
It's still on your fucking face,
because
bro.
I
seen that before. I seen your
Also, again, fucking morbidly obese fat piece of shit, fucking shoving Big Macs down his fat fucking face.
eyes, dog. Get the fuck out of my city, or I will fucking end you. Look at this fucking Nazi piece of fucking shit walking down fucking Lindale, bro.
This is how you need to be treating MAGA voters. Yes, that's how you need to be treating ICE. This is how you need to be treating anybody who has the balls to admit that they support Donald Trump or that they voted for him. In my perfect fucking world, we would be branding them on their fucking forehead, MAGA. Branding them so that we can know who they are in public and ostracize them, bully them, and if I had my fucking way, enslave them. Throw them in a fucking gulag and make them work for decades and decades.
Yeah, get the fuck on.
That's $5,
I see
thank
you,
you.
doggy. You're not gonna fucking last long in this fucking city, cunt boy.
Shout out to whoever's filming this. That's the fucking energy that we need from every goddamn American in this fucking nation. Every goddamn American in this fucking nation. ICE is not humans. Correct. There are no humans in ICE. Those are all vermin. They're all vermin. Getting breaking news. Iranian internet has shut down. This is exactly what happened before we bombed them last time. Have you met an ICE Nazi in person? No. They don't have the balls to tell people that they're in ICE. Not without their fucking masks on. What is this?
This is a race Scott. He said he's gonna hang people.
Live?
Hey, give me a job. If you have a job, you just lost it.
I don't have a job.
Yeah, I bet you don't. Hey, you don't pay taxes, but you got our flag. You lame. You are a lame. He doesn't pay taxes.
Employers. The white man.
You're a lame boy.
The white man in this country.
I hope somebody knocks this motherfucker out. I hope somebody knocks this motherfucker out.
We talking about black people, but he's a racist face. You're a lame boy.
Guys
don't make
like me.
an hour.
Guys like me, we build stuff.
I don't make people like this.
You don't build, you've never built fucking anything in your life.
What's in your bank account? Show me some money, sir.
What's going on here? This is a Nazi.
Money. Show me $100 right now. Show me $100. Can you show me $100? Show me your bank account. Let's play big bank, take little bank. You fucking lame. Boy, I ain't never been starving. Fuck wrong with you, boy. Fuck wrong with you.
Not him flexing with $135.
$135, boy? Shut your bitch ass up. Yeah. Fuck wrong with you. What do you got, sir? Show me a credit card. Do you have a
Look at that
card?
pussy, bro. He just got smacked and he's doing nothing about it.
Get off me. You're a waste. You're a waste. This ain't my first rodeo.
You guys are commies. Get these commies out of our fucking country. Deport them all. Deport them all. And the anchor babies. Yeah. You fucking commies.
USA! 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 USA!
You want to know what's going to happen? You want to know what's going to happen? He's going to end up on Fox News as a hero. He's going to end up on Fox News as a hero. He's going to be interviewed on Fox News because of this, and he's going to start a podcast because of this.
You guys are on contraband. That's real. That's real.
I'll bet your holiday.
You guys are on contraband. Don't forget it.
Anybody talk to each other at your holiday get-togethers? Really? I mean, seriously, because you're a piece of shit. Anybody that would have a conversation with you on a holiday, family holiday, must be miserable. Miserable.
This is the party of compassion.
They always hit that fucking line. This is the party of compassion. Nah, motherfucker, we're the party of stopping you in your tracks.
You guys keep getting arrested.
Fuck you. White men who support terrorism. They support white.
These are patriots behind me. I stand with the patriots.
Domestic terrorism.
I stand with the patriots.
Fuck you. You're patriots, white men who have not felt the grief that marginalized communities have felt. You don't understand because you've never felt it.
He doesn't care.
If you were in any other country,
You're privileged. Your privilege is the only thing that's loud. Your privilege is the only thing that's loud. Look at your fucking boohoo shoes. Your fucking little privilege. Your privilege is the only thing that's loud.
Do whatever you want, big guy. American people can see it fucking coming.
Steve, I'm on boots on ground in the riots in Minnesota. I'm not gonna be able to
You
make
ain't got
it.
no boots. You ain't got no boots. Go enlist then, bitch. Go enlist then, bitch.
I got ice with me. I'm standing with ice right now.
You ain't got no fucking boots.
Yeah, I got ice. I'm strong. Yeah. Move to next week. We're gonna get those guys recalled.
Good. We got the guns.
I wanted to point out that Border Patrol is allowing just that guy, the racist guy, to stand in the street.
Adam Mockler is actually a fan of the show. To that chatter, said you, Adam Mockler, and Zach Faust should all talk together. He's a fan of the show. I like Adam. I'm a fan of his. I can't keep watching this. I can't do it. I can't do it.
Tragic shooting of this heroic CBP officer was entirely preventable and is a direct result of those policies. What makes this case particularly egregious is both of these violent criminals had been in NYPD custody on multiple occasions.
He's talking about some other case.
Due to these sanctuary city policies and the politicians that prioritize politics over public safety,
Mockler's a little liberal, but he's nice. I've said this before about Adam. He's very young. I don't know how old he is. I think he's 21. He'll probably go through the same cycle that most of us go through. He still has faith in the institution. He still believes that the system is broken. One day he will realize that the system is actually working as intended, working perfectly as intended. And you cannot fix this system. You must destroy this system. It must be replaced. He will realize that eventually. I can guarantee that. It's very difficult to be a young man and a liberal. Eventually you realize that the liberals do nothing. They maintain the status quo. They are a fucking doormat for the fascists because they benefit off of the same policies. They benefit from the same lobbyists. They benefit from the same donors. They are the same fucking people. They're just... You know what the difference is between the Republican Party and the Democrat Party? The Republican Party bombs Iran and uses ICE agents to deport people, and the Democrat Party bombs Iran and uses ICE agents to deport people, but they do it gay. But they do it in a rainbow flag. They do the same exact shit, but gay. That's the only difference. That's the only fucking difference. The next No Kings protest will be massive because of all this. Yeah, and it will do nothing. Just like the first two No Kings protests were. It will do nothing. Thank you for the $2. Looks like the beginning of a civil war. No, the beginning of the civil war was when Trump was inaugurated. The right wing has been fighting a civil war for a year now, and the left has done nothing. They have not gotten up and armed themselves and resisted. The civil war has been raging, but only one side is fucking fighting. Hilarious how that guy said he's unemployed, but he also builds stuff. He doesn't build anything. He's saying that white people have built civilization, when actually the funniest part about that is black people built civilization. We enslaved them and forced them to build it, but they fucking built it. Natives too, man? No, the natives didn't necessarily help build this nation. They owned this land. They had their own nation. We destroyed their nation and then enslaved black people to build ours on the bones of the natives that did live here. We murdered somewhere between 30 and 50 million of them. That TikTok, I've had a few of those encounters that they all cower. I thought that was the one with rage, but this reminds me of why. Yeah, no, they're all pathetic fucking worms. I'm gonna go fill up my coffee. I'll be right back. A little Bella Ciao, huh?
Una mattina mi sono alzato, un bella ciao, bella ciao, bella ciao, ciao, ciao. Una mattina mi sono alzato e ho trovato l'invasor. Oh partigiano, portami via. Un bella ciao, bella ciao, bella ciao, ciao, ciao. Partigiano, portami via, che mi sento di morir.
Thank you for the $5. Love you, Chris. Also, you've seen some American citizens' passports being flagged as reported lost. Americans are stranded. I did not see that. What does that song mean? In English, it's...
And on that morning, I was awakened. Goodbye, love, goodbye, love, goodbye, love, love, love. And on that morning, I was awakened by the invader at my door. Oh, brave resistance, please take me with you. Oh, goodbye love, goodbye love, goodbye love, love, love. Oh, brave resistance, please take me with you, for I feel death approaching me. And if I die here with the resistance, oh, goodbye love, goodbye love, goodbye love, love, love. And if I die here with the resistance, then you must bury me with them.
Oh, Jesus. I'd say don't quit your day job. It appears you don't have one. I make more money than your dad sitting in my fucking office live streaming. Thank you for the $10. I'm at a loss, Chris. Are we supposed to rise up and fight, or are we supposed to peacefully protest? You said they want us to shoot, but we shouldn't, so what do? What are our options? You need to understand that there is only one legal recourse, and that is winning the 2026 elections. If we don't win the 2026 elections, you cannot get these people out of power without violence. It's not possible. It's not possible. You can't. These are fascist dogmen who will literally kill you, and they are killing you. We just watched a video of them summarily executing a woman at point blank range with a fucking sidearm. A white U.S. citizen, a woman, a white U.S. citizen woman that they shot point blank in the face 3 times, who did nothing. And then label her as a domestic terrorist and label the terrorist as a hero. You need to read the fucking room, bite the bullet, smell the roses, accept reality. You live in a violent authoritarian regime. You live in the Fourth Reich. That's where you live. You live in the fucking Fourth Reich. Unfucking believable. Unfucking believable. Do you think more voices on here will help spread the word of revolution? Yes. You need as many people as possible screaming bloody fucking murder. You need as many. This is why I always say we need to build a legion. You need as many people as possible screaming from the fucking hills. No, I don't know much about the Spanish Civil War. Thank you for the $5, though. Thanks for becoming a loyalist, Shannon. Thank you for the $20. Yesterday I was telling my GM how I was proud of checking my credit score for the first time the whole time he was waiting for me to leave the restaurant to fire me via Instagram DM. What do you expect from capitalists? You think a capitalist cares about you? You think the capital owner who owns the general manager of wherever you work, you think he cares about you? He doesn't give a fuck about you. He thinks of you as a fucking number. He doesn't think of you as a human. He's a capital owner. He thinks of you as a fucking number. It's too far gone for the election's not going to matter. I agree. When it comes to the 2028 presidential election, you are right. When it comes to the 2026 midterm elections, you are wrong. Donald has no say here. These are local elections. These are for your representatives, not for the president. And if you could put the right people in office, and I don't mean Democrats, I mean leftists, I mean Bernie, I mean AOC, I mean Zohran Mamdani, I mean socialists, not fucking wolves in sheep's clothing like Gavin fucking Newsom. No, you need actual fucking revolutionary leaders to win in all fucking states. Graham Plattner? Nah, that guy's an actual fucking Nazi role-playing as a socialist. Graham Plattner is a fucking Nazi. And that's not a joke. He's an actual fucking Nazi pretending to be one of us. He's probably a CIA plant. That is a literal fucking Nazi. Thank you for the $5. Thank you for being a political speaker who mentions the NHIET narrative, even if it's only jokingly in passing, it's all connected. We are the wall. I don't know what NHIET narrative is. I'm sorry. I don't know what that means. Now he's better than Suzanne Collins. Incorrect. Anybody is better than a literal fucking Nazi. You're talking about an actual Nazi, not like, oh, this guy's a little bit too far right wing, he's a Nazi. No, Graham Plattner is a Sig Heiling Nazi with the fucking Totenkopf tattooed on his chest, the very fucking symbol that was sewn into the collars of the SS soldiers. He's a literal fucking Nazi. Thank you for becoming a loyalist. Appreciate that. ICE refuses medical care to victim.
Can I go check a pulse? No! Back up! Now!
Oh my God. Oh my God. Jesus Christ.
Can I go check a pulse? No! Back up! Now! I'm a physician!
Hey, listen, we understand. We got EMS coming, and I get it. Just give us a second. We have medics on scene.
They didn't have medics on scene. That was a lie, by the way. That was a lie. There were no medics on scene.
Medics.
Where are they? Where are they? How can I relax? You just killed my fucking neighbor. You caught butter in the fucking face. You
Thank you
killed
for
my
the $10.
fucking neighbor. How do you show up to work every day? How the fuck do you do this every day? You're killing my neighbors. You're stealing my neighbors. What the fuck, man?
You didn't see that yet? No, I did. I didn't see the fucking woman's corpse. I just saw that woman's fucking corpse. I don't want to see her fucking corpse, man. Oh, Jesus Christ. All right, we got to make a video. Is this the right one? Let me see.
No!
Yeah, so we'll start off with this one. Moving to Kristi Noem's reaction. Oh, that's the fucking... Oh, Jesus, that's the fire department. I'll be right back, guys. Be right back. Sorry, guys. Fire department had to do their, like, yearly checkup on the sprinklers. He just came in, and now Luigi's fucking tweaking. Just give me a second. Okay, I'm back. Sorry about that, guys. Yo, so the fireman comes in here and he's looking around and he sees the picture of me and Hillary Clinton as a kid on my fridge, and he goes, "Oh, that fucking bitch. You should throw darts at that fucking picture." And I'm like, "Yeah, dude. Yeah." And he goes, "Honestly, all politicians are fucked up, but she's particularly fucked up." You know? Luigi, go back to bed. Go back to bed. Luigi, go back to bed. No, he's kind of real for that. He's kind of real for that. I was laughing. I was like, nah, you're right. No, you're right. They're all fucked up. But her and her husband, a little bit particularly fucked up. And he came in here and he saw the posters and he goes, "Oh, I want a hoodie of that. Of I think that one." I don't think he saw little Donald down there. I don't think he saw little Donald down there. Anyway. Oh, fire department's always based? Yeah, no, I mean, the fire department ain't your, like, fucking local cops or your fucking ICE agents. I texted you, bro. I saw. I just gotta wait for Luigi to go back into her bed. Luigi's still paralyzed? Yes. I gotta wait for Luigi to go back into her bed. They put mics in your crib? Brother, I've been on a government watch list for like a year and a half, bro. The Secret Service came to my fucking door and tried to throw me in prison for like 15 years, dude. I'm quite used to that shit. Go back to bed, mama! Go back to bed! Have you seen the amount of creators on TikTok hating on you and your content? Yes, of course. Dude, they're coping. They have to cope with the fact that every single thing that I told them would happen is happening. And that's the thing. I've never been wrong. I wish I fucking was. Every single thing that I predicted about Donald Trump was fucking true. Every single fucking thing. If you met the Clintons, you've been washed ever since. Bro, I grew up with the Clintons in my neighborhood. Like, I used to trick or treat at their fucking house. And also, my uncle was a communist. He lived on a commune. He knew the guy who shot Reagan. He's been on a government watch list for a very long time. My father's been on a government watch list for a very long time. My father helped take down the Italian mafia in New York City. Traitorous bastard. My whole family has been my great-grandfather, like, dude, the shit that the Valenti name has done, my family has been a thorn in the side of the federal government for 120 years. Okay? For 120 years. Brothers, you guys know that I was molested by very, very wealthy white people as a child, right? You know that, like, I had to go through, like, a whole lawsuit and shit, and, like, had to sign NDAs and shit. You guys don't know shit about me, do you? You guys don't know shit about me, do yous? You guys don't know shit about me. My father joined the United States military to avoid a hit on his head from the Italian mafia. Okay. What do we got? Breaking news here. Matt, don't text me. Email me. How do I pull up a text on a computer? Email it or put it in the chat. You as a victim can't share their names? Of course not. I live in the United States of America. We protect the criminal. We don't protect the victims. We pay the victims to keep their fucking mouth shut, and we let the criminals continue working. But don't worry, the guy who molested me, he died. He died in prison. He got cancer. He died of cancer in prison. Don't worry. Can you drop a Valenti family lore video? Maybe one day. Maybe one day. Thank you for the $5. You should write a book for real. I'd pay good money to read it. Also, what part of New York are you from? I was born in Westchester. I got a picture I could show you one of these days. of my father on a yacht with the entire cast of The Sopranos a year before it released. I said, Dad, what's this photo? He's sitting there smoking a joint, goes, character study. Unfucking believable. Unfucking believable. All right. Let's get to work. What do we got here from my brother? Senate passes the War Powers Resolution. So the Senate passed it. Okay, so that gives the power. Now, Congress did not pass this, okay? And it doesn't really matter if Senate passes it as much. It is kind of a big deal, though. Let's see if we can get this. Senate passes. Senate advances measure to restrict Trump's power to use military force in Venezuela.
Let's bring in our White House correspondent, Monica Alba. Monica, a lot to unpack there, but of course, starting there on Venezuela and some of these details about the oil. Interesting to hear that conversations are happening. That means that how it was described as the money, all profits would first come into the United States, into legitimate American banks. They're sort of invoking some private sector involvement here. And then that money eventually gets divided up, gets distributed, gets dispersed with the discretion being to the United States. The president determining what happens with that money, but saying that it would ultimately also benefit Venezuelans. A lot of questions still.
Yo, if you think that our conquest in Venezuela, our invasion, our kidnapping their president, our murdering 100 civilians, our sending in the oil barons to harvest their minerals and resources, if you think that is going to benefit the average Venezuelan, you are mentally disabled. You literally you're mentally disabled. Okay. What is this? We got another link here. Minnesota investigators say they can't access evidence after fatal ICE shooting and the FBI won't work jointly on probe. Oh, surprise, surprise. Who knew?
About that plan exactly, but what do we make of this?
Yeah, I think the mechanics of all that are still a bit of an...
Someone says, lol, Venezuela is finished. Was Vietnam finished? Was Iraq finished? Was Afghanistan finished? Was Korea finished? You do know the United States hasn't won a single war since World War II, and we barely participated, right? You do know that, right? The United States of America has not won a single war since World War II, and we barely fucking participated in it. Dude, CIA propaganda is so fucking good. There are people who think the USA has the strongest military on planet Earth. Meanwhile, we get fucking bodied every time the enemy has air superiority. Fucking bodied. When our soldiers can't call in an airstrike, they sit there sucking their fucking thumbs. It's pathetic. It's pathetic.
An open question, Savannah, and we know that that's going to be discussed.
Thank you for becoming a loyalist.
As the Energy Secretary, Chris Wright, meets with oil executives today and later this week as well. And there will be a meeting on Friday here at the White House where President Trump will meet with representatives from Chevron, from ExxonMobil, and from ConocoPhillips to discuss how some...
Hear that, GI? You're going to go fight and die for ExxonMobil. I hope you have fun. Good luck, Marine. Good luck. Have fun in the jungle. Watch out for the bouncing Bettys.
Some of this might actually work. You did get a little bit more detail from Caroline Levitt there, who said essentially that the oil, those initial 30 to 50 million barrels, will be arriving here at home, quote, very soon, she said. She said the U.S. government has already been marketing this crude oil in the global marketplace for the benefit of the U.S. And then, yes, I also picked up on that and think there are some questions about how this is going to work. The idea that the funds will be dispersed for the benefit of the American people and the Venezuelan people at the discretion of the United States government. So that does require a lot of private sector engagement. And then there are also questions about just the timeline to all of this. Remember that President Trump sort of gave an indication.
Do you think Europe can win a war against the U.S.? No, dude. You have to understand, Europe actually, your guys' leaders have a semblance of sanity. if there was ever a war between the EU and the United States of America, we would nuke Europe. Now, that's not to say, oh, we would win. No, we're psychos. We would literally start dropping nukes on Paris and Berlin. We don't give a fuck. America's government doesn't give a fuck about the sanctity of human life. The United States government does not consider anyone other than white Christian Americans that are fourth generation to be human beings. We will fucking bomb you. We'll kill your citizens. We don't give a fuck. Now, when I say we, of course I don't. I give a fuck. But our government is a bunch of fascist, psychopathic pedophiles. They don't give a fuck.
To our own Kristen Welker that maybe this would happen in terms of rebuilding the oil infrastructure and getting this up to speed in about 18 months or so. So over the next
Okay, so we're going to be there for 18 months. The United States military is going to have boots on the ground and invade Venezuela for the next 18 months. Good luck, Marine. I'm sure you'll meet no resistance. I'm sure everything's going to go swimmingly and none of you are going to get shot in the fucking face. Yeah, everything's going to go great. You're not going to run into any resistance.
Year and a half. Do oil executives agree with that timeline? Is that something that's feasible? How long is this going to take? But senior administration officials had told us that this is a process that has started immediately. It's underway.
Trump did not say 18. He did. Facts don't care about your feelings. We're going to be there for the next 18 months. Facts don't care about your feelings, you unlovable incel. No. We're going to send our troops for the next 18 months.
And will continue, quote, indefinitely. So I do think that that's notable. And I think, you know, you had a White House and a press secretary here trying to explain, but really delve into this aspect of the oil strategy, which raises all these questions about what we were talking about earlier.
Hold on, let me make a quick video. I got to trigger some vermin. Hold on. Hey, Trump just said that our boots on the ground invasion of Venezuela is going to last at least 18 months. Good luck, Marine! Watch out for the bouncing Bettys! Hey, Trump just said that our boots on the ground invasion of Venezuela is going to last at least 18 months. Good luck, Marine! Watch out for the bouncing Bettys! Hey, Trump just said that our boots on the ground invasion of Venezuela is going to last at least 18 months. Have fun, GI. I already know damn well that's going to trigger a bunch of subhuman MAGA vermin. Are there any vermin in the chat? Any vermin in here today? Any vermin in here today? Oh, Hesco's back. Welcome back, Hesco. Only rich Venezuelans were Maduro and his cronies. You think socialists let rich people keep anything? Oh my God, you're an idiot? Wait, you're an idiot? You think that Maduro and his cronies were the only rich Venezuelans? Are you serious or are you trolling? Are you serious or are you trolling? Are you actually mentally disabled, Hesco? Because I don't want to bully somebody who's like genuinely mentally disabled. Thank you for the $5. Chris, I got my mom to tune in. She needs to hear your amazing commentary. Thank you. Hi, Mrs. Sharon Henry 3175. You're looking beautiful today. Welcome, welcome, welcome. But no, Hesco, are you mentally disabled? Because I'll stop bullying you if you're mentally disabled. Hesco? Hesco? Hesco! Or Venezuela's not eating it. No. I'm going to ask you one more time, and then I'm going to move on. Do you think that Maduro and, his wife were the only wealthy Venezuelan? You said Maduro and his cronies. Do you think those are the only wealthy Venezuelans? Is that actually what you think, Hesco? Oh my God. Yeah, he couldn't even spell Maduro's name right. Okay, so you're going to avoid the question. Got it. Okay. Guys, I wouldn't bully Hesco. I think he actually has a mental disability. He probably has a genuine mental disability. You can't be that stupid unless you have a mental disability. You can't do that. You know, the ICE agent that shot someone, they immediately went to go bully some high schoolers right afterwards. What are you talking about? What are you talking about? Is that real? Hey, by the way, guys, the best way for you to tell Hesco that he's an idiot is by sending me money. Every dollar that I get is just building up this platform, building up the momentum. Every like, every comment, every subscriber, every notification bell is all like, hey, dude, no one cares about your opinion because you're an inferior rat. You're genuinely subhuman. The best way to make this motherfucker understand that he's useless is to send me money. I showed up at a school in Minnesota. I believe that. I believe that. Bro really wants that money? You're damn right. You're damn fucking right. You're damn right. Thank you for the $5, Mr. Spooky. Appreciate that. You're damn right.
Vanna, which
Thank you for the $10. El Hesco. Appreciate that. Thank you, thank you. They shut down the school for the rest of the week? Let me see. Ice pepper sprays kids in Minnesota. I also have to turn down the heat. I'm hot as a motherfucker right now. Hold on. Thank you for the $10. Hesco, Chris is your senpai. Hesco, you're an idiot. Hesco, Logic brought to you by Carl's Jr. I got cheeseburger. Thank you for all the money, guys. Hesco's the throat goat. Cheers to Hesco. Thank you so much for all that money, guys. Thank you so much for all that money. Valenti versus Fuentes MMA fight. I can't do that. I can't fight a woman, dude. I can't fight some, like, completely closeted, emasculate, I don't know, like no fucking muscle gay boy. I can't do that. I'd actually end up breaking him in half. Thank you for all the money.
Oh!
You watch anime? I've watched Attack on Titan. Debate Nick? No. He's a fascist. Fascists don't believe in debate. He doesn't believe in democracy. Debate is inherently democratic. Why would I engage in something he doesn't believe in? He doesn't believe in debate. He believes in authoritarian rule. Why would I participate in a democratic debate with somebody who does not believe in that?
These bitch ass niggas, bro.
That was a grenade! That was a tear gas grenade! Damn!
Do they have this, but like not sideways? Yes, they do. This is a high school, by the way. This is a high school, by the way. You're watching domestic terrorists who are pretending to be federal agents raid a high school. These are high schoolers, by the way. They're doing this to high schoolers. Isn't that something? Somebody said Nick is 10 years ahead of you, champ. Yeah, physically, he's 15 years behind me. You're talking about a gay Mexican kid. You do know Nick Fuentes is a gay Mexican. I'm whiter than he is. I'm literally whiter than he is. And I'm more of a patriot than he is. Like, you're talking about a gay Mexican kid right now, saying he's the leader of the Nazi movement. A gay Mexican kid. What's wrong with being Mexican? Nothing at all, but everything is wrong with it if you're a white supremacist. Nick Fuentes is a white supremacist despite the fact that he is not white. You do know that, right? You do know that, right? It's a gay Mexican kid. He's 5'3", no muscle. He literally sucks cock. Like, he's a walking contradiction. Thank you for saying that. He's a walking contradiction. The only people who are more pathetic than Nick Fuentes are his fucking fans, dude. Do you know how embarrassing it is to say that you're a fan of Nick Fuentes? You might as well say that you're a closeted homosexual. Just, like, that's all you got to say. You might as well. Thank you for the $5. Sir, could you please tell me why you came to visit the ER today? Murder. Thank you for the $10. Thank you for the $10. Do you believe in nuclear power? Yes, I firmly believe in nuclear power. I think that is the future. Thank you for the $5. I appreciate that. Thank you for the $2.79. I appreciate that. And it's funny because Nick he perfectly represents the Nazi movement, because don't forget, Adolf Hitler was not German, was not blonde, and did not have blue eyes. Adolf Hitler was Jewish. His grandfather was Jewish. Hitler created the one-drop rule. Hitler says that if one of your grandparents is Jewish, you're Jewish. Hitler was Jewish. He had black hair. He had brown eyes. He was like 5'6". He did drugs. He was wildly unhealthy. He smelt like shit. He is the exact, like, Nick Fuentes and Adolf Hitler are very similar. They're very, very, very similar. They're frauds. Thank you for becoming a loyalist. I appreciate that. Was Hitler gay too? No. Hermann Goring, I believe, was gay. One of the right-hand men of Adolf Hitler, he was gay. Being gay is not a bad thing? You're right. It is to the Nazis, and their leader is gay. Nick Fuentes is gay, and he's the leader of the Nazis. So it's pretty ironic. Thank you for the $5. For what it's worth, Mercado Media will be living in Minnesota in about 15 minutes, maybe less. I don't even know what that is. What do you think of Dean Withers? I think he's okay. I mean, I think that his debates are useless. Like, when he makes a lot of videos debating MAGA supporters, and they're pretty useless. They don't really do anything. What flavors are Nick? Juicy peach ice. I want to see if that video's got anyone triggered. Oh, yeah. Oh, it's got a lot of people triggered. Oh, lordy. Oh, lordy, lordy. Dean seems like a wolf in sheep's clothing to me. Dean was a Trump supporter. There's a lot of pictures of him wearing MAGA merch. Dean was a Trump supporter, and then I guess, I don't know what happened, but he abandoned ship. How did Hitler die? Probably of old age in Brazil or Argentina with his hand on some fat ass. All right, let's start organizing these links together. Start with the murder, move on to Kristi Noem and Trump's reaction, a little bit about the woman who was murdered. I want Fox News here. Fox News, and then that. And then that. And then that.
Fatal shooting on.
Skip that one. Move on to that one. That one. Ever watch Dean? Then he cried for Charlie. Yeah, that shit was fucking pathetic. That shit was fucking pathetic. That put a terrible taste in the mouth. Calling them gays the equivalent of the hard art to Republicans. Well, the funniest thing is there's nothing more homoerotic than the MAGA movement. Those are the gayest motherfuckers on earth. They call Trump daddy. They literally call Trump daddy. It's the gayest shit on earth, dude. All right, we've got links aligned. I've got links aligned. Excuse me. Who the fuck calls Trump daddy? His supporters. MAGA. MAGA does. Dean is one bad day away from being a conservative. Yeah, I mean, he said that. He said, he was like, if you guys keep on insulting Charlie Kirk, I'm just going to become a conservative. That's like literally what he said, so. What is going on in Gaza now? Final stages of the genocide. Israel is exterminating the very few remaining Palestinians, and then they're making the survivors live in concentration camps. Why did 9/11 happen? Because Israel wanted America to invade the Middle East. Wow, so we're lying about Dean now? No, do you want footage of him saying that? I'll pull it up. You don't know that he said that? You didn't know that Dean said that? Chris, do you dislike Dean? No, I just don't think that he does a good job of converting people. Here you go.
Don't make that line be one between the left and right. Because if you do make that line fall between the left and right, I will side with the right.
Oh, look. There it is.
Don't make that line be one between the left and right. Because if you do make that line fall between the left and right, I will side with the right.
There you go. I don't know why you claimed that I was lying when he literally said it on camera during his own live stream, so. Would you admit you're wrong? I've never been wrong before. I've been right my entire life. Never once in my entire life have I been wrong. Does that help? Does that clarify? What was the context? People were making fun of Charlie Kirk. He said he'd side with the right on that issue, not in general. Yeah, exactly. That's all it fucking takes. If you side with the right in any fucking capacity, you are one of them. Complacence is compliance. If you side with them in any fucking way, you are an enemy of the American people. The Republican Party is dead. They have been replaced by the fascists. If you can side with the right in any capacity, you are a fascist. There is no debating that. Facts don't care about your feelings. It's an irrefutable fact. Would you debate other leftists? I mean, depends on who it is, but yeah.
We are Charlie Kirk, we carry the flame. We fight for the gospel and honor his name. We are Charlie Kirk, his courage our own. Together unbroken, we'll make heaven known. What are your thoughts on gun ownership and rights? I'm a gun owner. I firmly believe in the Second Amendment. My father fought in Vietnam, and he is the one who kind of passed down his Second Amendment knowledge to me, which is that there are some weapons that civilians simply should not own. And the thing is, everybody agrees. There's not a single person in this chat who disagrees with me. There are some weapons that civilians should not own. None of you disagree with me, and I can prove that. Not a single one of you disagrees with me. It's like literally an irrefutable fact. You don't Seth says I disagree. No, you don't. Hey, Seth, should civilians be allowed to own nuclear weapons?
You all agree. There's not a single one of you who disagrees. Hey, let's use Hesco for an example, because this is like, you know, one of the vermin. Hey, Hesco, should citizens be allowed to own nuclear weapons? Yes or no? Yes or no? Should citizens be allowed to own nuclear weapons? Hesco is still here, yes. No, duh. There you go. I just proved it right. You agree that there are some weapons that civilians should not be allowed to own. So we agree there. The debate is where that line is drawn. Which weapons above this line should civilians not be allowed to own? You all agree with me. There isn't a single... I know some of you are going to say that you disagree, but you're trolling. You're trolling. There's not a single one of you who disagrees with me. Thoughts on Parker? I like Parker. I like Parker a lot more than Dean. I think that Parker does a good job converting motherfuckers. Excuse me. What about AR-15s? I think AR-15s are justified to be allowed to own. I got no problem with an AR-15. All right, you guys ready to make a video? You guys ready to make a video? That's where you lost me. What, on AR-15s? I don't expect all of you to agree. I do think there should be extreme background checks. You shouldn't be able to walk into a store and walk out with an AR-15 in the same day. It should take at least a fucking week. It should take at least a week for that background check to go through. A deep dive into your fucking history. Ask Kathy Hochul to reverse the ban on AR-15s publicly. There is no ban on AR-15s in New York, you dumb fuck. And I know that for a fact. What if you need an AR-15 right now? You should have gone a week ago to buy it. Hi, Beans. All right, let's make a video. Let's make a video. Here we go. You ready? You ready? Here we go. Do not believe your lying eyes. That's what Donald Trump and the fascists in power want you to do. They are claiming that the terrorist who shot a woman point blank in the face 3 times while her wife and dog were in the back seat, an innocent woman who did absolutely nothing to deserve being murdered, well, they want you to believe that she's actually a domestic terrorist and the actual terrorist who shot her in the fucking face is the hero. They also want you to believe that he was run over by the car and was rushed to the hospital, despite the fact that we all watched on camera him wiping her blood off of his hands and then casually walking to his car, getting in and fleeing the scene. So I need you to understand, we have reached a breaking point. We have reached the straw that will break the camel's back, because the terrorist organization known as ICE is literally murdering us in the streets. And we're not talking about some violent, undocumented immigrant gangster. No, we're talking about a fucking white liberal wine mom with her dog in the car, a U.S. citizen, shot in the face in cold blood, murdered in broad daylight in front of everybody. And the president of the United States, Kristi Noem, that hideous fucking dog-killing cunt, all of these fucking people want you to say that that woman was a terrorist and she deserved to die. That's the nation you live in. At the same time, by the way, Iran's power just went out. Because what have I been telling you? that Israel's about to bomb Iran again. And when Israel bombs Iran, so do we, because we and Israel are the same nation. Israel is the 51st state of the United States of America. Meanwhile, Trump said that we're going to be spending at least the next 18 months in Venezuela. Good luck, Marine. Watch out for the bouncing Bettys. Have so much fun serving ExxonMobil, you bootlicking cuck. I'm Chris Valenti. Welcome to the Valenti VOD. I'm a dirtbag leftist, and there's nothing I hate more than fascism. A man can love his nation and hate his government. And by God, do I hate this fucking government. This is what real independent media looks like, okay? Now, there's online media that you're kind of used to. Maybe it's Ben Shapiro or Tim Pool. That's not independent media. Those people are bought out. As you know, Tim Pool is literally paid by the Russian government to spew out anti-Ukrainian propaganda. But you'll never see me do an ad read. You'll never hear me have a conversation with a government or a billionaire or a sponsor. And that's because I'm real independent media. I'm one of the only real independent media. Why is that so hard to say? Other than Kyle Kulinski at Secular Talk. Shout out Kyle Kulinski at Secular Talk. We love Kyle Kulinski at Secular Talk. If you want to support this channel financially, you can buy merch. You can click the thanks button down below. You can click the join button down below, and you can become a patron on Patreon. Thank you very much for 139,000 subscribers. Let's dive right the fuck in. So the first thing I want to show you is the footage. There's multiple different angles. I want to show you this footage. Don't worry, it's not graphic. I mean, it's not that graphic, but here is concrete evidence that this woman in her car was not trying to run over anybody. She was trying to leave because she lives here. She lives on this fucking block, and she wasn't even a protester. She was just trying to go home, and they told her, they said, please move your car. So she tried to move her car, and then they murdered her. Here's the footage. No! It's not him that kills her. It's the one behind her. The car rams in there because now the driver is dead. She's been shot in the face at point blank range in front of her wife and dog. And I want to just show you real quick what Kristi Noem's reaction is to that.
It was an act of domestic terrorism.
She's right about that. It was absolutely an act of domestic terrorism. Problem is, it's the inverse way. The terrorist is the one who shot an innocent American citizen in the fucking face.
What happened was our ICE officers were out in an enforcement action. They got stuck in the snow because of the adverse weather that is in Minneapolis. They were attempting to push out their vehicle, and a woman attacked them and those surrounding them and attempted to run them over and ram them with her vehicle. An officer of ours acted quickly and defensively shot to protect himself and the people around him. And my understanding is that she was hit and is deceased.
So just so you know, guys, ICE will kill you. They will not even fucking hesitate to kill you. And then within the hour, they will claim that you're a domestic terrorist and that they were participating in self-defense. They were acting in self-defense. I need you to understand that, like, I'm not being facetious. The United States of America has fallen. It's gone. It's kaput. It's fucking done. It's over. It's barbecue fucking chicken, as Kyle Kulinski would say. It's done. And if you still fucking believe that you're gonna vote your way out of this, you're so fucking naive, bro.
Continuing to gather more information.
Do not believe your lying eyes.
But this goes to show the assaults that our ICE officers and our law enforcement are under every single day.
Hey, friendly reminder that in ICE's multiple decade-long history, there has never been a single ICE agent killed by an immigrant. Never once in American history has a single ICE officer ever been killed by an immigrant. So all this bullshit about like they're increased assault rates. I fucking wish you were. But we know reality. You're not. And you don't wear those masks because you're afraid of being doxxed. You wear those masks because, as I just watched, you're murdering people. You are all criminals. Everything you do is fucking illegal. And you're afraid that you might have to face consequences for your illegal actions. Oh, no. Now, I want to show you the President of the United States' official response. I have just viewed the clip of the event which took place in Minneapolis, Minnesota. It is a horrible thing to watch. The woman screaming was obviously a professional agitator, and the woman driving the car was very disorderly, obstructing and resisting, who then violently, willfully, and viciously ran over the ICE officer, who seems to have shot her in self-defense. Based on the attached clip, it is hard to believe he is alive, but is now recovering in the hospital. They're saying, do not believe your lying eyes. What actually happened was she ran over multiple ICE officers and was going after the next one while she screamed, Allahu Akbar! And our brave, blonde, blue-eyed ICE officers, they acted in heroics and they saved everyone's life by taking out that vicious, vicious terrorist. And now he's in the hospital recovering. Meanwhile, I watched him walk off. I'll show you. We watched this guy walk off. Here, let me get the clip of it. Here you go. Oh, yeah. In the hospital recovering, right? In the hospital recovering, right? Inch from his life. Oh, it's so hard to believe that he survived. Oh, so hard to believe. Yeah. Of course, yeah. This is your friendly reminder that every single person who supports Donald Trump is genuinely inferior to you, and you should look down upon them. They are not equal to you. They are a subhuman class of vermin, and they should be treated as such. And I do mean that. I know a lot of leftists out there, or a lot of liberals are going to be like, damn, bro, you're starting to sound a little bit authoritarian. Good. These motherfuckers are authoritarian fascists. I'm in the business of fucking winning. I want these people to be arrested. I don't even want justice. I want fucking revenge now. And this is what happens. This is what you create. This is what you've turned us into. I am America's son. I am the son of fucking liberty. My uncle served this nation. My father served this nation. My cousins served this nation. My grandparents served this nation. You do not get to own the red, white, and blue, you fascist fucking dogs. There's still some of us here who would rather die on our feet than live on our fucking knees. I have more footage for you.
No!
Watch it again. Watch it again. Watch it again. If you can claim that was self-defense, you're mentally disabled. All right, back to reading Trump's response. The situation is being studied in its entirety, but the reason these incidents are happening is because the radical left is threatening, assaulting, and targeting our law enforcement officers and ICE agents on a daily basis. They are just trying to do the job of making America safe. We need to stand by and protect our law enforcement officers from this radical left movement of violence and hate, President Donald J. Trump. And then he posts this video. This angle is what's being posted by the right-wing MAGA hacks because they think this proves that she tried to run them over. It doesn't. Here's the woman who was murdered by a terrorist. Her name is Renee Nicole Good, the woman killed by the domestic terrorist group known as ICE. The woman shot dead by domestic terrorists in Minneapolis has been identified as Renee Nicole Good, a 37-year-old mother of three who had just moved to the city. She was a prize-winning poet and a hobby guitarist, who city leaders have said was there as a legal observer of immigration and customs enforcement ICE activities. But the Trump regime has called her a domestic terrorist. Good's death has sparked protests across the country, with many people holding signs that read "Justice for Renee." Her mother, Donna Ganger, told the Minnesota Star Tribune that her daughter was probably terrified during the confrontation with officers that saw her fatally shot, and that she was one of the kindest people I've ever known. She was extremely compassionate, Ganger told the Daily newspaper. She's taken care of people all her life. She was loving, forgiving, and affectionate. She was an amazing human being. Her father, Tim Ganger, told the Washington Post that, quote, she had a good life but a hard life. A fundraiser for Good's family, which was set up with the target of $50,000, has raised more than $500,000 in 15 hours. What appears to be Good's Instagram account, which has now been made private, Good described herself as a poet, a writer, a wife, and a mom who was experiencing Minneapolis. A U.S. citizen, Good was originally from Colorado Springs and had moved to Minneapolis just last year from Kansas City. The Minnesota Star Tribune reports that she used to host a podcast with her second husband, Tim McClin, who died in 2023. They had a son together who is now 6 years old. Macklin's father told the newspaper, "Hey, MAGA, you're responsible for a 6-year-old child who has no living parents anymore. If you voted for Donald Trump, you were responsible for murdering this fucking woman." I'm not kidding. That's what I believe. If you voted for Donald Trump, you fucking murdered this woman, and I want you to be thrown in prison. If I had my fucking way, we would publicize the voting records and enslave everyone who voted for Donald Trump. But I'm not gonna have my way, because in reality, I'm still a fucking leftist. And despite the fact that you disgusting fascist dogs are turning us into fucking monsters, I'm gonna cling to the little bit of humanity that I still have fucking left, and hope to God that when we get power, we don't turn into the fucking cretins that you have become. You have to be careful when you fight monsters, or else you will become the monster itself. Do not stare into the abyss for too long, for you may fall. Now I want to show you the domestic terrorist organization known as Fox News, and this domestic terrorist known as Jesse Waters trying to frame this in a way that should make you believe that this woman deserved to die because she's a lesbian.
The woman who lost her life was a self-proclaimed poet from Colorado, with pronouns in her bio. A 37-year-old white woman named Renee Good. The Daily Mail says she leaves behind a lesbian partner and a child from a previous marriage. She was a disruptor, though she considered herself a legal observer. But there's no evidence she had a law degree.
So that's what Fox News is saying. This is why, you have to understand, you know, like the toothless hick of an uncle you have, like the stupidest people you know who sit there watching Fox News all day going, yeah, so those people, they believe Jesse Waters. They hear, oh, she had pronouns in her bio. Oh, she was a lesbian. Oh, she's a self-proclaimed poet. Good, I'm glad she's fucking dead. And this is because Republicans don't have souls. They are soulless husks. They are not human beings. You shouldn't be treating them like human beings. I got more for you, of course. Here's slow down footage, frame by frame, proving that this was cold-blooded murder. What does her being a lesbian or pronouns matter? It matters because the right wing needs to believe that this woman deserves to die. And the right wing believes that lesbians deserve to die, transgender people deserve to die, liberals deserve to die. So they have to hit all of those notes that this woman deserved to die. You have to understand, MAGA is not a political party, it is a cult. And the cult leader says this woman deserved to die. So now all of like their, not their pawns, but their sergeants, right? Their sergeants have to pump out, she deserved to die, guys, she was lesbian, she had pronouns in her bio, she deserved to die. And then all of the brainless, brain-dead troglodytes, they'll go, yeah, she did deserve to die, she was lesbian. This is, again, why I say this all the time. MAGA supporters are not human beings. They are an inferior class of vermin. They're much like a rat, okay? And you don't treat rats like you treat humans. You treat rats like they are. Rats! Vermin! I got more for you.
The agent who fired the deadly shots appeared to step in front of the moving vehicle. From a tactical point of view, what would the training be in a situation like that?
Well, clearly, from what we know, this is not a person that was the target of any pre-planned law enforcement investigation.
Somebody says dehumanization is part of the Nazi playbook. Oh, so you didn't hear the Republican Party call Democrats demon rats for 8 years? Oh, you just don't, so you guys are a whole bunch of fucking cry bullies. That's what you are. You guys punch people in the face over and over again, and when they finally get the courage to swing back, you go, no, you can't do that! That's violent! You can't do that! What's wrong with you? Oh, the tolerant left, everybody! The tolerant left! You're all fucking pussies.
And from a proportionality sense, we're approaching someone that at that point was only suspected of blocking the roadway. And so, of course, tactically, whenever an officer approaches a vehicle, there is extensive training that city police officers and troopers around the country go through to try and approach in a safe manner that does not unnecessarily put a law enforcement officer at risk. Because clearly, for many years, professional law enforcement has been trying to eliminate situations where we're placing officers at risk so that they may have to use force unnecessarily.
Yeah, what are the reasonable actions you're taught to take in a situation like that if an officer believes that someone who is driving a vehicle which could be used as a weapon poses a threat?
He didn't believe she posed a threat. He had a murder boner. He's a bloodthirsty piglet, just like the majority of ICE. The guy joined ICE because he wanted a legal excuse to deport brown people and murder whoever he wanted with no consequences. That's why people join ICE.
So someone who is unarmed, that is in a vehicle that may be trying to get away from law enforcement, you want to do everything possible to minimize risk. Because the reality is, firing a handgun at someone driving a car is not particularly effective at stopping the vehicle.
He didn't want to stop the vehicle. He just wanted to murder somebody.
Situations when police are conducting traffic stops where we know, the vehicle is the registered owner because there's a license plate. We may know the identity of the person inside. We try and do everything possible to protect the officer.
Somebody in chat just said that Tim Walz is refusing to investigate. Bullshit. Tim Walz refusing to investigate ICE murder. FBI to take over the shooting investigation, officials say. Minnesota has been barred from the evidence. Oh my God. Yo, it's not that Tim Walz doesn't want to investigate it. It's that he can't. ICE, the federal government, is refusing to give Minneapolis or the state of Minnesota any of the evidence so that they can't investigate it. They're leaving it in the hands of Kash Patel, who is, without a shadow of a doubt, beyond a shadow of a doubt, the worst FBI director in American fucking history. Holy shit. Thank you for the $28. I appreciate that.
Safety and the safety of the larger community, and try and follow up with any investigative actions later on.
Chief O'Hara, has the Department of Homeland Security, the federal agents involved in all of this, shared any of their documentation or reports from the scene from yesterday?
No. There was, the FBI was in charge of the scene yesterday, and we worked extensively with them to ensure that the evidence at the scene was preserved, that we provided any resources that was needed to ensure the integrity of that scene and to ensure that both the FBI and the Minnesota DCA had what they need.
Well, no, this must have been earlier because it turns out the Minnesota DCA aren't going to get anything that they fucking need because the FBI refuses to hand them any evidence because they know that they, the Minnesota police, they will find an instance of wrongdoing. They will find that man responsible for murder. But the FBI, who has been co-opted by the fascist powers that be, they will never charge this man. And even if they fucking did, Trump would pardon him. The fact that we don't even get to know this agent's fucking name is disgusting. Fuck!
To collect evidence and initiate this investigation.
I got more for you. Here's another one of these pathetic, morbidly obese, white supremacist ICE agents, except this fucking fat-bodied piece of shit has an SS tattoo on his fucking neck. I want you to note how cowardly and pathetic these fucking vermin are when you take away their masks, and you take away their backup, and you take away their fucking guns. This fat fucking piece of shit folded like a pancake.
See this fucking shit. Dude. Where's that fucking tattoo? Let me see this fucking...
SS. This is ICE! This is who they are!
Shit. Yeah. Get the fuck in your truck and get the fuck out of this city, dog. Dude. I mean it, bro. Don't make me fucking get on the phone and start calling people, because I'll have half this fucking city come down here and take you.
By the way, what you're hearing from the guy filming, this is the energy that every single one of us needs, not only when you're talking to ICE, but when you come across a single fucking MAGA vermin, those goddamn plankton bucket hat wearing fascists. This is how you need to treat them. You need to bully them. You need to ostracize them. You need to make them feel like an other, because they are not one of us. They are not fucking Americans. They have abandoned every ideal, every bond of brotherhood that makes us Americans. They have thrown out the fucking window for their goddamn orange fascists, for their goddamn tangerine Palpatine, these fucking pieces of shit.
Well, dude, I'm not even from nowhere around. We just come
Fuck
through.
off, Nazi. Get in your truck and leave. Your whole fucking crew, Nazis?
No, man, we're not even from here.
Fucking fat body, disgusting piece of shit. Couldn't even pass a PT test.
Where the rest of them at?
Texas.
Yeah?
No, they're not.
Go back to fucking Texas.
Dude, I had this done years ago.
I know.
Oh, man, I had that SS tattoo done years ago. I've been a Nazi for decades, man. This is just who I am, man. You can't be racist. You can't be racist to me simply because I'm a Nazi, man. I got this done years ago before I joined the Mass Gestapo.
And it's still on your fucking face,
Because
bro.
I ain't had no
I
time
seen
to
that
change
before. I seen your fucking eyes, dog. Get the fuck out of my city, or I will fucking end you.
Get the fuck out of my nation. You should... I can't say that live. I can't fucking say that. But that's what should be fucking done to you. I may not be able to say it, but I can fucking think it, fat boy.
Look at this fucking Nazi piece of fucking shit walking down fucking Lindale, bro. Yeah, get the fuck on. I see you, doggy. You're not gonna fucking last long in this fucking city, cunt boy.
Yeah, look at that fat fuck waddling off like a morbidly obese penguin. By the way, is this the high school? No. So after the woman was shot in the face, there was a physician there. One of the protesters was a doctor. And he's going, let me in, let me check for a pulse, let me give her life-saving medical attention before the fucking EMS comes here. And the domestic terrorists, known as ICE, well, they lied. And they go, no, we have medics on site, we have medics on site. They didn't. She lied in the snow, bleeding out while her dog and wife were screaming bloody murder, watching the most traumatizing event you could possibly fucking imagine, while the Nazis refused to let a doctor give her medical care.
Can I go check a pulse?
No! Back up! Now!
I'm a physician!
I don't care!
I'm a physician. I don't care. That's because these are untrained members of the Proud Boys. These are members of the Ku Klux Klan. These are members of Patriot Front. The United States has been invaded by the Nazis. In the year 2026, the United States of America has been invaded by the fucking Nazis.
We got EMS coming, and I get it. Just give us a second. We have medics on scene.
Look at all these LARPing fucking fascists. These guys take their uniforms off, go home, and kiss their children.
Where are they? Where are they? How can I relax? You just killed my fucking neighbor.
By the way, this woman, this is the one that Trump says is clearly a professional agitator. The one filming, he's claiming that she has been paid to do this.
You caught butter in the fucking face. You killed my fucking neighbor. How do you show up to work every day? How the fuck do you do this every day?
They do it because they like it. They do it because ICE agents love to murder people. They do it because ICE agents love to deport brown people with no due process. They do it because there's no such thing as a good ICE agent. All ICE agents are Nazis, every single fucking one of them, even the one in your family, chatter. I know one of you as a family member in ICE, and the fact that you haven't blasted their name and face on the fucking internet makes you complicit. You're fucking one of them for defending your loved one.
You're killing my neighbors. You're stealing my neighbors. What the fuck, man?
I got more for you. Minneapolis, Minnesota investigators say they can't access evidence after the fatal ICE shooting, and FBI will not work jointly on the probe. This is because they are going to get rid of the evidence proving that this man is a psychopathic murdering terrorist, and they are going to paint it out to be that this woman, Renee, was actually a domestic terrorist because the United States has fallen. I got some footage. So right after ICE shot this woman in the face, they went to the local high school and started pepper spraying the children. This is a high school. These are high schoolers. Look at these fucking fat-bodied pieces of shit going in to harass a whole bunch of high schoolers. By the way, MAGA, you did this. You're responsible. You will be held accountable. You better fucking live a life pretending that you never supported this cocksucker, because if you let us know that you voted for him, we're coming. We're coming. Thanks, MAGA. You've really made America great again by murdering our fucking citizens on the street. By the way, other breaking news, Israel's about to bomb Iran again. The MFA recommends that Ukrainians leave Iran immediately. On top of that, the Iranians say they do not desire a war, but they are ready for it. And on top of that, the Iranian power grid just turned off, which is exactly what happened before Israel and the United States bombed them a few months ago. If only somebody could have warned us. If only somebody could have said, guys, Donald Trump is a fascist and he's trying to revive the fucking Monroe Doctrine and conquer the entire Western Hemisphere. If only somebody could have warned us that Donald Trump wants to bomb Iran again at the behest of Israel. If only somebody could have warned us. You're looking at him. Me. I'm the one who fucking warned you. That's all I got for you right now. If you're here live, you stay. We got to make a thumbnail. If you're watching this pre-recorded, thank you very much for tuning into the Valenti VOD. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and hit the notification bell. And remember, if you're not as angry as me, keep your fucking mouth shut. Click that video over there. It's a banger, and I know bangers. How long before the Insurrection Act? 2 months. 2 months. I don't think re-education will work. If you can't re-educate them, enslave them. All right, we gotta make a thumbnail. ICE shoots woman, Minneapolis. Chris, email. Oh, you already made me some thumbnails? Let me get a look. Thank you. What do we got? No, I don't like that. I appreciate the effort, but I don't think that works. I don't think that works for what I'm going for. I appreciate the effort, though. I really do. All right, episode 348. Why is this happening? Because 77 million Americans voted for a fascist. Yo, Chris, I got an Israel ad a few minutes ago. I did everything I could to turn off those Israel ads. There's nothing you can do. Israel owns the United States of America. You can't turn those ads off. I'm so fucking angry, guys. I don't really have the energy. I'm so fucking angry. I've never been this disgusted. I've never been this enraged. I'm angered into silence right now. There we go. That's one. What do we do from here? You farm outrage. You do what you can do. If you don't have a platform like mine, you go to the protests. If you do have a platform like mine, you create these protests. I'm in these group chats, bro. I helped mobilize everything in fucking Minneapolis that you're seeing right now. I'm not even fucking kidding about that. I'm in multiple group chats. I've barely fucking slept because we have done everything we fucking could to mobilize as many goddamn people as we could. Okay? Do not believe your lying eyes. ICE equals terrorists. I got this one too. Thank you for the gifted membership. ICE equals terrorists. MAGA murdered a woman. Okay. Don't use the word murdered. Shit. Okay. How about that? Is that better? Put the unmasked killer in your thumbnail. We don't have the unmasked killer. There's been no photos of the unmasked killer. I have a picture of the killer unmasked. No, you don't. You have an AI-generated image. Fucking people. Okay. How do we title this? ICE terrorists killed a woman in cold blood. Republicans want you to ICE terrorists killed a woman in cold blood. Republicans want you to blame her. Republicans want you to blame her. Is that good? ICE terrorists killed a woman in cold blood. Republicans want you to blame her. Good? You dig that? Oh, I have to include this. Okay. And at that first millennial pause. Do not believe your lying eyes. Okay, time to make an advertisement for it. Do not believe your lying eyes. That's the official stance of the United States government regarding the terrorist who shot and murdered a woman in cold blood, even though we have multiple different video angles of him not in any danger, nowhere close to being hit by the car. His life was not in danger. He decided to shoot her 3 times in the fucking face and then wipe her blood off of him and casually walk to his car before he fled the scene. We got it all on video. It's an irrefutable fact. Well, the President of the United States says that actually he got run over and she ran over multiple ICE agents and now he's in the hospital fighting for his life, even though none of that is true. But again, Republicans will believe anything the cult leader tells them to believe in because you're in a cult. You're not in a political party. Hold on, let me start that fresh. Let's do it. Hold on. Do not believe your lying eyes. That is the official stance of the government right now regarding the terrorist who shot and murdered a woman in cold blood, and it's all on video from multiple different angles. Well, the government and the president, Donald J. Trump, he is claiming that actually that woman ran over multiple police officers and ICE agents, and she was on her way to ram her vehicle into the next one. And that's why a brave terrorist decided to shoot her in the face 3 times with her wife and dog in the car, and then refused to allow a doctor to give her life-saving medical medical attention while her wife and dog were standing over her fucking body screaming bloody murder. They refused to give her any medical attention while the terrorist wiped her blood off of his hands, casually walked to his car, and fled the fucking scene. Well, the President of the United States wants you to believe that he's actually in the hospital fighting for his life, and that it's so crazy that he survived and he was really just defending himself. Also, we're bombing Iran. We turned off the power in Iran. They fucking lost all their power, which is exactly what happened the last time we bombed Iran. I'm right. I'm always right. You bootlicking MAGA chuds are genuinely fucking subhuman. New YouTube video covering all of this in great detail. New YouTube video, new YouTube video. If you're triggered, leave a comment down below. I love to know when you're fucking triggered. America has fallen. I hope that fucking video gets me pulled off that dog shit platform. I fucking hate TikTok, dude. I fucking hate TikTok. Trump is seething. Let me just go to his Truth Social. Republicans should be ashamed of the senators that just voted with Democrats in attempting to take away our powers to fight and defend the United States of America. Susan Collins, Lisa Murkowski, Rand Paul, Josh Hawley, and Todd Young should never be elected to office again. This vote greatly hampers American self-defense and national security, impeding the president's authority as commander-in-chief. In any event, and despite their stupidity, the War Powers Act is unconstitutional, totally violating Article 2 of the Constitution, as all presidents and their departments of justice have determined before me. Nevertheless, a more important Senate vote will be taking next week on this very subject. Oh, the Fuhrer's mad that he just lost a little bit of his fucking power. Aw, the Fuhrer's crying. What are we gonna do? The Fuhrer is crying. Valenti, I thought you were a real dick at first, but you're not too bad. Americans need people somewhat like you. Dude, I am America's son. I am the child of liberty. I am what happens when your nation collapses. And you do know that every single election I've ever been allowed to vote, Donald Trump was on the ticket. It has been between Donald Trump and some neoliberal cuck every single fucking time I've been able to vote. And the scariest part is, I'm moderate. Do you understand that? I'm a leftist, I'm a socialist, but I'm moderate compared to the shit that these fascists are creating. That's the funniest part, bro. I'm more of a fucking patriot than every single person who voted for Donald Trump. That's an irrefutable fact. I am more of a patriot than every single person who voted for Donald Trump. I love this nation. I hate this government. I love this nation. I will fight for this nation. And these fucking bootlicking cucks want to destroy it. I get it, Matt. I get it. What power did he lose? To independently wage war. The president, he did, because Congress gave up their powers to declare war. It was in his hands and only his hands to declare war. I've been calling them plastic patriots. Don't even call them plastic patriots. You're still implying that they're a fucking patriot. They're not patriots. They're traitors. What happens if Trump invades Greenland? It's not if, it's when. What happens when Trump invades Greenland is NATO dissolves and then Russia conquers the majority of Europe. You're fear-mongering? Yeah, except every single thing I've ever told you was going to happen happened. And it's not me who's fear-mongering. That anxiety you're feeling is because we have a fascist government, and I'm pointing a finger at it, shining a light on their fascist tendencies, and it makes you uncomfortable because you'd rather live in silence. Ignorance is bliss, ain't it, you know? Ignorance is bliss, ain't it? New episode of the Valenti VOD. Trump actually did a good job in his first term. No, he didn't. He helped the billionaire class a lot, but your life didn't get any better because of it. I don't know why you're lying to yourself. All right, let's see what my brother sent me. Malenti always likes to send a couple of links. And we do appreciate the Malenti links. All right, we already covered U.S. seizing the oil tanker. We'll pull this up anyway. All right, let's see what we got. U.S. seizes Russian flag tanker. The footage of it. China studying the U.S. strike for lessons and opportunities. Thank you for the $2. Are you an NBA fan? I really don't give a shit about any sports. I've never given a fuck about sports, dude. I think of sports as like bread and circus for the fucking dipshits. I know that's insulting to a lot of you, but like if you can like buy a jersey and sit down and watch a sports game, like dude, that's so fucking pathetic. That is just bread and circus, dude. It's so fucking... Also, it's all rigged. I hope you guys understand that professional sports are literally rigged. The games are thrown purposefully. The players are paid tens of millions of dollars to purposefully throw games so that the betting market can profit. It's all bullshit. They decide which two teams should make it to the finals, which two teams should make it to the Super Bowl or the World Cup, who will bring in the most views, because God forbid it's Zimbabwe versus Tanzania or whatever. No one's going to watch that. You know who will watch that? If it's Italy versus England, if it's the Jets versus the Eagles, it's all fucking bullshit. It's all fucking bullshit, guys. All bullshit. You can disagree with me all you want. I'm always right. You'll come back here in 6 months going, how the fuck did you know? China studying... What did I get? YouTube Studio. No issues were found with the... Oh, thank God. I was worried about that one, to be honest. What do we got here from Malenti? Read the sports betting indictment against NBA players. Yeah, well, we already know this. There's already been indictments. The NBA throws their games purposefully because of the betting market. Like, this is irrefutable. You're not allowed to disagree with me. Portland Trailblazers head coach Chauncey Billups, Miami Heat guard Terry Rozier, and former Cleveland Cavaliers assistant Damon Jones are among 34 people charged in connection with schemes involving illegal sports betting and rigged poker games backed by the mafia. So, like, yeah, no, the NBA is corrupt as fuck. We already know FIFA is corrupt as fuck. The NFL is corrupt as fuck. There's, like, the MLB, too. None of them are real. It's all fucking bullshit. You guys can cope, mold, and seethe all you fucking want. I don't give a shit. I don't give a fuck. Taiwan President Donald Trump's dramatic move to seize Venezuelan leader Nicolas Maduro could ultimately benefit China and its competition with the U.S. The surprise, if you are headed towards a world with great powers that can use force, power ruthlessly in your neighborhoods, that precedent is not entirely a bad one for China's perspective. Okay, what do we got here? China debate political power ignites after Maduro's capture. Why can't Beijing do the same thing in Taiwan and arrest its president? Exactly. Exactly. Play some Michael Parenti, spread gospel. I don't know who that is, but I'm doing this right now. Thank you for the $2. certain place in China, a slogan appeared saying, "Welcome Trump to come and capture Xi, the pighead, and liberate 1.4 billion Chinese people." Oh, Jesus Christ. This is who we kidnapped, by the way. Thank you for the $5. Scale of 1 to 9/11. How bad would you rate the past year for America? 50,000. Nope. Not paying. U.S. will sell Venezuelan oil indefinitely, so we're staying there forever. Copy that. Trump calls for a $1.5 trillion military budget in 2027. Copy that.
That we're going to have a big war soon. The president announced that he is hiking the Pentagon budget from $1 trillion to $1.5 trillion. Just announced that. That's the kind of budget that a country that anticipates a global or regional war has for its military. Obviously, we're moving in that direction toward a world war. Sorry.
Yep.
So.
Yep. No, Tucker's right. And thanks for joining the party, Tucker. Yeah. Donald Trump is going to start World War III. I've been saying it for 2 years. Every leftist you've ever known has been saying it for 2 years. Thanks for finally joining the fucking club. You goddamn fucking supine rat.
How do you position yourself for that? Well, you look at a map and you ask, what areas do I want to control? Where are the trade routes? Who's got the resources? And if you were to do that, you would arrive at the most obvious conclusion of all, which is the United States has to have a relationship with Russia in order to survive anything like that.
Unbelievable. Michael Parenti is an American political scientist. I'll do a little bit of research on him. Every single fucking thing that I told you would happen is happening. Oh, that's something, man. Being a leftist, you just get fucking gaslit. Valenti VOD time? Nah, I'm not making a VOD out of this shit. That's a nothing burger. Let's go get hyped. Nah, Matt, that's a fucking nothing burger. I do this for a living. That's a bullshit video. It'll get no fucking views. Yeah, all of that is a nothing burger. Are you triggered? Yeah, this is a nothing burger. Sorry, Matt. I do this for a fucking living, man. I know what's gonna work and what isn't. This ain't gonna work. What the fuck is this? That's me. What the fuck is this? What the fuck is this? Who the fuck made this? What the fuck is this? What the fuck? That's not funny. That's not funny at all. You fucking traitors. You fucking traitors. Did you guys see what I posted on Twitter? Check this out. This is gonna blow your fucking mind. This is gonna blow your fucking mind. Who the fuck made this? Who the fuck made this? That's me. Who the fuck made that? Why are you laughing? Stop fucking laughing. That's not funny. Who the fuck made that? What the fuck? It's fucking insane. Look at how they massacred me. Look at how they fucking massacred your boy. They fucking massacred me. Shabbat Shalom. Like, are you fucking... what do I gotta do? I gotta go kiss the wall now. I gotta go kiss the fucking wall now? Look at what they did to your boy. Look at how they did me. Unfucking believable. In broad daylight, too, they massacred me. In broad fucking daylight, they massacred me. The blue yarmulke. Are you fucking serious? Are you fucking serious? The disrespect. The fucking disrespect. Let's see what Kyle has to say. Kyle posts bangers nowadays. Yep. Why would immigrants do this? Capitalism is better than socialism because one man gets to be a trillionaire instead of everyone having health care. Because Elon Musk is now officially worth $750 billion. Yay! These aren't ICE, this is worse. CPB, and judging from the patches, BORTAC. BORTAC is a special operations counterterrorism tactical unit of CBP. Oh, this is the guy I showed you yesterday. He shot this man. He shot this weapon, by the way. See that guy's hand? You see how close to him? He shot this man at point blank range with a 40 mic in the fucking face. Oh, it's No Lip Levitt. Disgusting troglodyte. Little dick, drug-addled, criminal psychopaths. I reposted that one. That one's so true. Growing share of Republicans support the U.S. using military force to invade Venezuela. 74% of Republicans. Yeah, guys, this is what I tell you. The Republican Party is full of subhuman vermin. The Republican Party needs to literally be eradicated. I mean that. The Republican Party needs to be fucking eradicated. Oh, and there's our boy, Cuck Schumer, chumming it up with Narco Rubio, the fucking coke-addicted piece of shit Secretary of State.
And we also have a policy that if you're driving on one of those streets and a mob comes and surrounds your vehicle and threatens you, you have a right to flee for your safety. And so if you drive off and you hit one of these people, that's their fault.
I want to see if there's anything new from the White House press secretary. Let's see. Aaron Rupar would probably have some good stuff.
And Vice President. The Trump administration will redouble our efforts to get the worst of the worst, criminal, illegal alien, killers, rapists, and pedophiles off of American streets.
So you're going to arrest Donald Trump? He's a murdering, pedophile, sex trafficking rapist. Are you going to arrest the president?
The Department of Homeland Security will continue to operate on the ground in Minnesota, not only to remove criminal illegal aliens, but also to continue conducting door-to-door investigations of the rampant fraud.
Remember when I told you guys that the military would be going door to door demanding to see your paperwork, demanding to see proof of citizenship? I remember.
That has taken place in the state under the failed and corrupt leadership of Democrat Governor Tim Walz. Taxpayers have been ripped off to the tune of billions of dollars in this one state alone, and that is going to end, and people are going to be held accountable.
By the way, if you guys want to hear something fucking crazy, Kalshi and other betting markets, they bet on how long these White House press briefings are going to be. And like I told you, everything's corrupt. They purposefully end these in a rush so that they themselves who are betting on, like the people in this room and in the back are literally betting on how long these press secretary briefings are going to be. And then they cut the briefing so that they can make that money. By seconds, too. By literally seconds. She'll run out of the fucking room.
Good afternoon, everybody. Let me be clear. President Trump and his entire administration stand fully behind the heroic men and women of ICE and will always uphold law and order in the United States of America.
By the way, what you just heard was not for you. That was for the ICE Nazis, the domestic terrorists watching. They are signaling to them, you can kill whoever you want. We will defend you. We will pardon you. We will always be on your side. This is not for you. This is for them. This is letting them know, please keep killing people.
The deadly incident that took place in Minnesota yesterday
Is she going to call her a domestic terrorist? What do you guys think? I think she is.
occurred as a result of a larger, sinister, left-wing movement that has spread across our country, where our brave men and women of federal law enforcement are under organized attack.
Okay, so she didn't say it.
Your constituents are there. You know, Tim Walz.
This is the person. This is the person who, within minutes of the shooting, went on TV and called it domestic terrorism. What is she, hiding her face like her ICE agents now? She can't show her face either? By the way,
I can't wait to hear this disgusting pig slut squeal like the little fucking swine she is, going, but I was just following orders from the President of the United States. And then to watch her be dragged by her fucking ear into a prison cell for the rest of her miserable existence.
This is what the $800 billion went to. Every day we see her after there's some new tragedy in Homeland, she's wearing a different outfit with a different hat. I mean, come on, guys, she looks ridiculous. She's not just an embarrassment to the country. She's an embarrassment to you and the president. Okay, she deserves to be removed from her job by the president, and if not, impeached.
No,
She
needs to be fucking arrested.
For her complete failures in Homeland, but her destruction of FEMA. She's not even running the department.
Trump said himself he wants to dissolve FEMA entirely.
You guys know this. You guys know she's not running Homeland. Your governors and you all, when you need your FEMA money, you don't call Noam, you call Corey. You know she's not running the place. She's a complete and utter embarrassment. By the way, every Homeland Secretary has come in front of this committee once a Congress. I'd like to know the date she's coming. When is she coming?
When is she coming?
When is she coming? By the way, do you know Pam Bondi has not come in front of this committee? Do you know she's the only secretary to not appear in front of a committee yet? When is she coming? What's the date on the calendar that she's coming? You know what? Let's make it easy. I want to make a motion to subpoena Pam Bondi.
Second.
To this committee.
Good.
How much are we going to...
The gentleman is not recognized for that motion. However, the chair will advise as to the Attorney General coming for, as they do routinely.
Mr. Chairman, thank you. But where is the Attorney General, the only secretary to not appear, okay, in front of a committee? The only one. We're into year 2 of this Congress, and we've not had the Attorney General in front of this committee. How much are we going to weaken Article 1 of the Constitution while you guys remain in power? I watch you twist yourself into pretzels trying to defend this, running away from previous statements, disagreeing with yourself, trying to defend the crap that's happening.
Unbelievable. I can't wait until this fucking entire regime is arrested.
I think all this can be very personal. Look what you did to me, Chris. I have a 6-year-old, and
Yeah, there's a 6-year-old kid now whose father died in 2023, and now her mother was shot in the face and murdered by a domestic terrorist, and the president of the United States is saying that she's a domestic terrorist. She is the terrorist. That's what he's saying. And the right wing is blasting out memes of her, even though she hasn't even been dead for 24 hours, saying that she's in hell looking up. I just so you understand, all Republicans are subhuman. All Republicans are subhuman. Listen to the words coming out of my mouth and live by them. If somebody tells you they voted for Donald Trump, you need to spit in their fucking face. All Republicans are subhuman, a class of vermin that does not deserve equal rights.
Live TV, great.
Who, by the way, I've met is super cool.
Seeing the image of those stuffed animals in the glove compartment of her car, really emotional for me. And, I take away from this is great. What I take away from this is, for me, that's the thing that stands out, that this was a family that could have been like mine. And there are a lot.
Vance is saying some wild shit. Let me see.
Primetime went to the nation's capital today, where we got the chance to interview Vice President J.D. Vance. We asked him about the seizure and what's next in Venezuela. Also, are we going into Greenland? J.D. answers. And he also has something to say about his good friend Tim Walz and the Somalis. Thanks for joining us, Mr. Vice President.
Absolutely. Thanks for having me.
Taking out a dictator in Venezuela, how does that help the average American?
It doesn't. Well, he's probably going to say that now that we have their oil, it's going to lower the prices of gasoline. It's not.
A few things, Jesse. First of all, what it means is we're going to be able to control the incredible natural resources of Venezuela, which is good for America in a few ways. Number one, it allows us to put leverage on our enemies. Number two, it makes sure that if Americans need high quality, low cost power, we're always going to have access to it.
Yep, I knew it. Saying it's going to lower the price of gasoline. It's not.
And then the third thing is it does demonstrate American military.
He's live on PBS right now.
The best way to turn down the temperature is to tell people to take their concerns about immigration policy to the ballot box. Stop assaulting and stop inciting violence against our law enforcement officers. That's the best way to take down the temperature. And we're not going to give in to terrorism on this. And that's exactly what's happening. People trying to antagonize, to commit acts of violence. They throw bricks at them. Sometimes they shoot at them. Sometimes they dox them. Sometimes they go to their place of residence and harass their families. This is classic terrorism. And we cannot say...
Literally none of that is terrorism. I'm not even kidding. None of that is terrorism. Terrorism has a definition. It's using violence in order to change the political sphere of a country. None of that is terrorism.
That when a far left fringe is inciting violence against our brave law enforcement officials, that we're no longer going to enforce the law. That's rewarding the very people who are engaged in this garbage. The actual reward that they just got is a new assistant attorney general who is going to prosecute and investigate this stuff even more aggressively than before. Yeah.
Thank you. Thanks for taking my question. So the head of Minnesota's investigations agency says that the U.S. Attorney's Office has essentially cut off the state investigations agency's access to the investigation. What is the precedent for that, and why shouldn't the Minnesota officials on the ground have access and evidence to work on this investigation?
First of all, I wish the state officials in Minnesota would investigate why you have so many people who are using their vehicles and other means to actually interfere with a legitimate law enforcement operation.
Oh my God.
The precedent here is very simple. You have a federal law enforcement official engaging in federal law enforcement action. That's a federal issue. That guy is protected by absolute immunity. He was doing his job. The idea that Tim Walz and a bunch of radicals in Minneapolis are going to go after and make this guy's life miserable because he was doing the job that he was asked to do is preposterous. The unprecedented thing is the idea that a local official can actually prosecute a federal official with absolute immunity. I've never seen anything like that. It would get tossed out by a judge. So what I'd like Minnesota to focus on is the real issue that they're encouraging people. Minneapolis officials are encouraging.
If you don't give us justice, we're going to get it on ourselves. We're going to get it by our fucking selves. Take that as you fucking will.
To attack, to dox, to assault, and make it impossible for ICE officers to do their job. You told my colleague just now that there's an investigation going on into that network.
Yep.
So if everything that you say is true, how does being part of that network justify being shot?
Well, being part of the network doesn't justify being shot, but ramming an ICE officer with your car, that's what justifies being shot.
She didn't ram an ICE officer with her car.
Force somebody to engage in self-defense. It's almost a preposterous question.
Wasn't self-defense.
I'm not saying that funding some of this stuff justifies capital punishment. Nobody would suggest that. The
Yes,
reason
you
this
are
woman is
right
dead
now.
is because she tried to ram somebody with her car,
No,
and
she
that guy
didn't.
acted in self-defense.
No, he
That
didn't.
is why she lost her life.
The
And
official stance of the United States government is to not believe your lying eyes.
of the law and other penalties that are associated with those
You can
violations
ban the
of law. For
anti-Semitic
example,
inferior
if you are
rat,
funding
brainless meat
violence
puppet.
against
You can
our law
ban him.
enforcement
Your
officers,
mother's a whore, by the way.
I'm not a prosecutor. My guess is that's not the sort of thing that earns capital punishment, but it should sure as hell earn you a few years in prison if you're funding the effort to try to assault our law enforcement officers. What is, I'm sorry, guys, what's going on here? You guys are meant to report the truth. How have you let yourself become agents of propaganda of a radical fringe that's making it harder for us to enforce our laws? You just asked me a question that presumed that the reason why this woman died is because she was engaged in legitimate protest. She tried to run somebody over with her car.
No, she didn't.
And the guy defended himself.
You're
when that
lying.
happened. Next question.
Blatant fucking lies. He's getting pissed.
I
He's
said
getting
next question.
fucking pissed.
Vice President, I mean, you presumably watched the video.
You
yourself.
fucking morbidly
It's not the
obese,
slightest-
subhuman failure. You Peter Thiel puppet.
The victim, you still believe that she deliberately tried to ram him despite seeing this video?
Look, I don't know what is in a person's heart or in a person's head, and obviously we're not going to get the chance to ask this woman what was going on.
Because you killed her.
What I am certain of is that she violated the law. What I'm certain of is that officer had every reason to think that he was under very serious threat for injury or
Guys, this isn't gonna work. This is actually not gonna work for them. We all saw the video. If this wasn't on video, it might work. But this is on video. This is not gonna work.
what was in her head, but I know that she violated the law, and I know that officer was acting in self-defense. It raises an interesting point, though. Look, if people want to say that
You're so
should have
Reddit's
a
collapsing, you should
legitimate
get out
debate-
immediately, Chris. I don't fucking run. This is my nation. My blood is red, white, and blue. I'd rather fucking die on my feet than live on my knees. You ain't gonna catch me running.
Not reasonable is for so many of you to plaster all over the media that this was an innocent woman and that the ICE agent committed murder.
He
which is
did.
what many of you
He
have
did.
said
The
explicitly
ICE
in
agent
some of-
committed murder. This is an innocent woman. All ICE agents are domestic terrorists, and you fucking morbidly obese piece of shit, failure of a politician, Peter Thiel fucking puppet, are a disgrace to the United States of America.
Down the temperature, it seems like political violence is ratcheting up and riots could be around the corner. What steps does the administration have planned to try to unite America? Average people on both political sides are so tired of fighting with each other, and I think all the journalists in this room could agree with me that we don't want to be part of the problem. Do you
I
have any?
appreciate that.
Do you have any words to unite America?
You know, I know
No,
you
he
don't want to
doesn't.
be part of the problem, and I think that's true of a lot of you. I'm
He
not
doesn't
sure
want to
it's
unite
true for
America.
everyone, because the reporting over this has been one of the biggest scandals I've ever seen in media. I've never seen a case so misrepresented and misreported when you have a guy who was defending himself and is now being treated as some sort of federal assassin.
He
by
is.
so many of the
He's a
people in this
terrorist.
room.
He's a domestic terrorist employed by the federal government.
Violence. One of the things we're proudest about is that you saw violent crime over the last year drop by 20%. Why is that drop by 20%? Is it because we're attacking our law enforcement officers, or is it because we in the administration are empowering our law enforcement officers to enforce the law? I think that's one of the ways you take down the temperature, is you make people feel more secure and safe in their person and property. That's why we care so much about protecting our law enforcement, because it accrues to the benefit of the entire national community. I think that we can absolutely talk about the ways in which, you know, we can lower the temperature by discussing differences in a reasonable and rational way. Again, I'm happy to talk with any congressional Democrat or any of you about our immigration policy, about why I think it's necessary, about why I think it's in the best interest of the country, about why the President of the United States was elected to actually enforce the border for the first time in at least 4 years. So here's the problem. That's not the debate so many people are having. They are actively covering for people who are committing acts of violence against federal law enforcement. It is preposterous. The way to take down the temperature is to stop it. Have your debates about policy. Attack me. Attack the
Now, the
President
way
of the United
to
States.
de-escalate this is to pass a law banning federal agents from wearing masks to hide their identity. I can guarantee you these fucking vermin wouldn't be nearly as brazen if they had to have their faces out on camera.
Of dignity and respect, and the fact that they're not is why incidents like yesterday happened. The one final point I'll make about this is, look, there's a part of me that feels very, very sad for this woman, not just because she lost her life, but because I think she is a victim of left-wing ideology.
Oh my God.
What young mother shows up and decides they're going to throw their car in front of
She lived there! She was going home!
A little brainwashed to get to that point to where you're willing not just to protest, that's fine, not peacefully protest, but throw your vehicle in front of legitimate law enforcement officers and drive your car into them. To get to that point, you have to be, I think, radicalized in a very, very sad way. I certainly wish that she hadn't got there. I know there's an ICE officer right now who very much wishes he was not put in the position where he had to fire a gun to defend his own life. Yeah.
Thank you, Mr. Vice President. What's your message, following up on that, what's your message to the leaders in Minnesota, the governor of Minnesota, the mayor of Minneapolis, to calm down the situation on the ground, on the streets? What's your message also to those protesters who saw that video in a completely different way than you saw that video?
Well, first of all, I think if you watch every angle of that video, there is one angle where if you squint, you can maybe tell yourself that it's not clear what happened. But when you look at all angles of that video, it is very clear that her vehicle went right for the guy. She actually collided with him. And then that's, of course, when he fired his shots.
The official stance of the United States government is do not believe your lying eyes. The official stance of the United States government is what you saw is not real. What I'm telling you is real. Do not believe what you saw. That is where we are at. That is where we are at.
Tim Walz all down. I'd say, look, why can't you just disagree with a given piece of immigration policy without turning law enforcement into the enemy? And
because you are literally sending people to a concentration camp with no due process and they're getting raped in mass in a foreign fucking nation.
Go and protest the politician who passed that law. Don't attack the police officer who's just doing their job. We had a wide open border under Joe Biden. I happen to think it's a good thing the President of the United States has closed it down.
We didn't have a wide open border.
Criticize this administration for a policy decision. Don't attack our people for enforcing the law, because I guarantee...
Guys, listen, guys, mein Kamerads, you must only blame the Führer for the war and the Holocaust. You cannot blame me. I am just a humble soldier of the SS. I was just following orders. If you have a problem with me pulling a lever in a gas chamber and exterminating 6 million Jews, you should take that up with the Führer. I was simply following orders. I didn't do anything wrong. Everything I did was legal.
This is not movie villain fraud. This is the lowest IQ possible fraud. This is, we're going to take kids, we're going to take the absence of kids and set up a daycare center where there are no children.
Oh my God,
we're going to call
Somali
our
fraud.
Early Childhood Education Center the quality.
By the way, this entire case was shut down because there's no fraud. It's a 7-year-long investigation.
This, we know that there were schools who either had no enrollment or at least they overstated their enrollment. Tim Walz, either it was unbelievable incompetence or he was in on the fraud. That's one of the things we're going to get to the bottom of. Sir.
Thank you, Mr. Vice President. Can you explain the difference between this Associate Attorney General and a special counsel? And do you envision this being a permanent position or having more of a limited scope?
Well, it's going to be permanent until we get to the bottom of what's going on, so I think it's going to last for at least the remainder of the administration. What's different about it from a special counsel is, if you remember, the Jack Smith case where the special counsel was found unconstitutional, one of the big issues there is that that person was not an appointed...
I've heard enough. $3 trillion to Israel.
From all the other issues, that the person was a lunatic and that the case had no merit, there was a fundamental constitutional issue, which is that he had not been appointed by the president and he had not been confirmed by the United States Senate. An assistant attorney general What that's going to allow us to do is appoint this person, have them confirmed by the Senate. That's one difference. The more substantive difference is that this person is going to be part of a very broad interagency White House that's being led from the President of the United States on down. And that's going to give them the resources, the access to material and information to make this person more effective. I think a lot of people have asked, how are you really going to get to the heart of the fraud? We've been asking ourselves that question for the past couple of months, and we think this is the critical piece at the Department of Justice to really ramp this fraud investigation into high gear. In the red tie, yeah.
Vice President Vance, I wanted to ask, what's your message to far leftist agitators who feel emboldened to obstruct ICE activity in Minnesota and around the country?
Well, I think they shouldn't feel emboldened because now they have an assistant attorney general who is going to prosecute and investigate their fraud and their violence more aggressively than it has ever been investigated in the United States of America.
Oh, so you're taking away our First Amendment right to protest. So that's what you just said. You just said you're taking away our First Amendment right to protest. There's also a chatter out there who said, I saw a video of the car hitting him. What's funny is you didn't. You're just lying. You're both lying to the chat and lying to yourself. We have the video from multiple different angles. I've made multiple videos covering this from multiple different angles. She didn't hit him with her car. You're lying. Now, here's the thing. You're also an inferior troglodyte, so I don't expect you to be capable of understanding that you're lying, but you are lying, you subhuman class of vermin.
The woman who was in the car, what is the investigation if the federal government has already determined that its weight is behind this ICE investigation?
So what do you mean? When you say investigation, do you mean investigation of the shooting yesterday or of the fraud that's happening in Minneapolis?
Yesterday.
Okay, look, DHS, as I understand it, has an investigation already ongoing. I know that other organs of our government are looking at this. So yes, there's certainly an investigation that's happening right now. But as part of the broader fraud investigation, a lot of what we're doing with the Department of Justice has already started. We've got over 1,500 subpoenas. We've got people this morning, actually. We're going door to door to actually knock on some of these fraudulent care centers, these fraudulent social services organizations to get to the bottom of what's going on there. So the investigation in some ways has already been ramping up into the anti-fraud element for at least a few weeks. What we're trying to do is supercharge it and make sure there's a designated person within the Department of Justice who completely controls that particular focus.
Yeah. Just to follow up on that, Mr. Vice President, on the agent, is he still on duty or has he been placed on leave, on administrative leave? And what really was the target of the operation?
It's going to be on paid leave.
ICE operation on Wednesday.
Well, first of all, it was a legitimate law enforcement operation. We were going door to door to try to find criminal illegal aliens and deport them from the United States of America, because if you
door to door, we have Nazis marching door to door.
Legal duty to enforce those immigration laws. Whether he's been placed on administrative leave, I don't know the answer to that question. I'd refer it to the Department of Homeland Security, and they can follow up. I will say, look, I would appreciate everybody saying a prayer for that agent. Look, in the past 6 months...
Saying a prayer? Yeah, I pray you fucking roast in hell.
First time, it led to over 30 stitches and very serious injuries to his legs. This is a guy who's actually done a very, very important job for the United States of America.
Say his name.
He's been assaulted. He's been attacked.
Say his name.
Because of it. He deserves a debt of gratitude, and I
he
think
deserves
media
nothing.
Prejudging and talking about this guy as if he's a murderer.
He's a fucking murderous terrorist. He's a murderer and a fucking terrorist.
Future of Venezuela, and I'm wondering, could you confirm reports that the Director of National Intelligence, Tulsi Gabbard, was kept out of the planning for the operations because of her past concerns about military involvement in Venezuela?
So I've heard a couple of things. One, that I was kept out of the planning for the Venezuela operation. That's false. And another, that Tulsi was kept out of the planning for Venezuela operations. That's completely false. Look, we're all part of the same team. And one of the things that is really amazing about that operation is that we kept it very tight to the senior cabinet level officials and related officials in our government. And we kept this operation secret for a very long time.
Yeah, nothing says that you're a hero like hiding your identity, right?
Altogether. Well, looking ahead, what is my role? Look, my role is going to be whatever the president asks me to do.
Has he asked you to do something yet?
Well, every other day, I'm chairing the meeting that we do on this among White House principals to talk about next steps to try to ensure that Venezuela is stable, and as the president has directed us to do, to ensure that the new Venezuelan government actually listens to the United States and does what the United States needs it to do under our country's best interest. So I'm going to be as involved as the president wants me to be. So far, that's been very involved, and I'll keep on doing that so long as the president asks me to do it. In the purple.
Yes.
Even
Mr.
beyond
Vice-
the War Powers
Sorry,
resolution.
we'll go purple and then we'll go pink or whatever that is in front.
Royal purple.
And then beige.
All right.
Okay.
Are there any indications, you talked about the network, are there any indications that the lady who was shot, I know there are different reports from there, her wife said they were new to the area. Are there any indications she may have been a paid agitator, and maybe that there are others that were brought to the area, considering everything that's going on in Minneapolis?
I wouldn't say that she was paid. I don't have the evidence to say that one way or the other. What I do know is that she was violating the law. And if you just look at the eyewitness accounts, they were saying she was there to prevent the enforcement of the law. She was trying to obstruct a legitimate law enforcement operation. That much is obviously clear. The rest
None of that is
part
true.
Of the reason why we investigate this stuff.
None of that is true.
And even beyond the War Powers resolution today, Congress has bucked President Trump on issues like tariffs. Are you concerned that President Trump is losing his grip on Republicans in the Congress?
Oh, yeah, he
What are you
lost
gonna
it.
do about it?
No,
He's
I'm not
lost
concerned
it.
at all. First of all, we talked to some of the senators who were going to vote the wrong way, in my view, on this resolution today. Much of their argument was based more on a legal technicality than any disagreement in policy. If you look at the people who actually voted, every single one of them have supported the administration's plan. Second of all, as the president, I believe himself has already said, every president, Democrat or Republican, believes the War Powers Act is fundamentally a fake and unconstitutional law.
That's not
It's
true
not gonna
whatsoever.
change anything about how we conduct foreign policy over the next couple of weeks, the next couple of months, and that'll continue to be how we approach things. Go ahead.
President. So we are seeing, regarding Iran, we are seeing the protests in Iran these days. The cities are begging for help from the U.S. and Israel, naming streets in the city after President Trump. It seems there is an opportunity here that may not come again. Will the United States stand by the citizens of Iran? And if Israel decides to strike again the nuclear sites in Iran, is the U.S. expected to take part?
Yes.
Well, look, we certainly stand by anybody who's engaged in peaceful protest, anybody who's trying to exert their rights. For
You
free
just
association.
shot a peaceful protester in the fucking face.
Team has a lot of problems, and as the President of the United States has said, the smartest thing for them to have done, it was true 2 months ago, it's true today, is for them to actually have a real negotiation with the United States about what we need to see when it comes to their nuclear program. I'll let the President speak to what we're going to do in the future, but we certainly stand with anybody across the world, including the Iranian people who are advocating for their rights. I'll take just a couple more questions. Yeah, go ahead.
Thank you very much, Mr. Vice President. Concerning Venezuela, how would you assure the Caribbean region that they will remain a zone of peace? Because some
Chatter says peaceful protest run over cops. She didn't run over the cop. There's video footage from multiple different angles. You're both lying to yourself and everyone in this chat. And that's because your mother's a fat pig whore and your father was an ideological coward. You were raised by weak fucking worms.
Source of illegal cartel revenue, which is the cocaine trade, the fentanyl trade, other sources of illicit revenue. You actually remove the power of one of the main destabilizing forces in Latin America and in the Caribbean. I really do think, look, we say it all the time, this is the president of peace. One of the ways that you establish peace in your own hemisphere is to make it clear that the United States is going to be respected, that the United States is willing to take power away from criminal cartel organizations and give it to legitimate governments. That's how we see the future of the Western Hemisphere, and we think it's going to be much more peaceful than it was certainly under Joe Biden. I'll take one more question. Go ahead.
Mr. Vice President, thank you. On Greenland, do you have a message for European leaders? Many in Europe reject the idea that the island could be for sale.
Well,
your mother's
first
dead?
of all,
Good.
Secretary Rubio, I believe, is meeting with the leaders of Denmark and Greenland next week. I want to say it is, but maybe it's the week after that. We'll continue to deliver some of these messages in private, some of them in public. But I guess my advice to European leaders and anybody else would be to take the President of the United States seriously. What has he said about Greenland? Set to the side the crazy overreactions that I've seen from the press and from certain people in Europe. What has the President said? Number one, Greenland is really important, not just to America's missile defense, but to the world's missile defense. Number two, we know that there are hostile adversaries that have shown a lot of interest in that particular territory, that particular slice of the world. So what we're asking our European friends to do is to take the security of that landmass more seriously, because if they're not, the United States is going to have to do something about it. What that is, I'll leave that to the President as we continue to engage in diplomacy with our European friends and everybody on this particular topic. And again, thank you all for listening. Thanks for taking questions. And I just ask you, look, this is politics, and often Republicans and get in arguments with the press about things. And I understand that. I think it's really irresponsible for you guys to go out there and imply or tell the American people that a guy who defended himself from being rammed by an automobile.
He didn't defend himself. He wasn't rammed by an automobile. She didn't try to ram him. You're lying. He is a murderous traitor to the United States of America. ICE is a domestic terrorist organization. Every single member of ICE is a domestic terrorist. There are no innocent ICE agents.
Happy New Year, guys.
Unfucking believable.
States coming in and saying this is done. I think we're going to see those deportation numbers ramp up as we get more and more people online, working for ICE, going door to door and making sure that if you're an illegal alien, you've got to get out of this country, and if you want to come back, apply through the proper channel.
If things don't work out for me at Fox, could I work for ICE? You never know.
You could work for ICE, but look, you're a very compelling communications guy. You can be a speechwriter, assistant speechwriter in the vice president's office if you ever find yourself unemployed.
Click here to subscribe to the.
So they're going door to door. Oh, let me inform the public. Hold on. Let me inform the public. Hey, Jade. Oh, that didn't start recording. There we go. Hey, J.D. Vance just said that ICE is going to begin going door to door demanding to see your paperwork. I told you this would happen about 2 years ago. Welcome to the Nazi era of the United States of America. You live in the Fourth Reich. If you disagree with me, you're wrong and stupid. Please leave your triggered comment down below, you inferior fucking rat. ICE terrorists are now going door to door demanding to see proof of citizenship. TikToking while YouTube is the ultimate brain rot move. You know what's funny about that is I make more money than your failure of a father sitting in this fucking office streaming. Definitely make more money than your dead whore of a mother. I can tell you that much. All right, what else do we got?
People's law. Incidents like yesterday happened. The one final point I'll make about this is, look, there's a part of me that feels very, very sad for this woman, not just because she lost her life, but because I think she is a victim of left-wing ideology. What young mother shows up and decides they're going to throw their car in front of ICE officers who are enforcing
arrest in the Twin Cities is leading to even.
President, thank you for taking questions today. Is there a risk describing her as a deranged leftist, talking about very specific facts of these events?
No acknowledgement about being wrong about Venezuela? I wasn't. I was 100% right. We invaded Venezuela. We're staying there for at least the next 18 months. We have boots on the ground while the oil barons are setting up shop. And if you think they're not going to meet any fucking resistance down there, you are a brain-dead troglodyte, and I wish you ill. I hope that clarifies for you.
When an investigation is just beginning, are you preempting a thorough investigation by drawing such conclusions? And have you received any information?
What do we got here? Where are the boots on the ground? They're there right now. You didn't know this? You didn't know that our troops didn't leave Venezuela? Facts don't care about your feelings, inferior vermin. Our troops are in Venezuela right now. Right now. And we have more headed there, 15,000 Marines. It's not my fault that you don't know how to read and you can't keep up to date with the news. I'm telling you a verified fact, an irrefutable fact. Also, Donald Trump just said we're going to stay there for the next 18 months minimum. You don't know any of this because you don't read. You don't pay attention. You fucking morons. Jesus Christ. France and Germany scurry to resist Trump's Greenland threats. You know, Greenland said that they would shoot first, ask later. Hold on. Danish troops ordered to shoot first and ask questions later if Greenland is invaded. This is about the United States invasion of Greenland that is coming in the next two months. I scream so I'm right? No, I'm right, so I scream. That's why I scream. Because I'm correct. Irrefutably correct. Facts don't care about your feelings, you emotional fucking snowflake. Everything I'm telling you is fact. Danish troops must open fire even without direct orders if invaders try to capture Greenland by force. And I hope they fucking do. I hope when our troops invade Greenland, they're shot and killed. Because we are the invader. Because we are the colonizer. Because we are the fucking evil empire. I won't shed a single fucking tear for any dead US soldiers in Venezuela or in fucking Greenland or in fucking Cuba or in fucking Colombia or in fucking Iran or in fucking Canada. I won't shed a single fucking tears. A single fucking tear for you. 1952 directive explicitly states that troops must fight without waiting for commands, even if their leaders are unaware of a formal declaration of war. Paris is working with European allies on a joint response. Okay, so NATO is dissolving, and we are now an enemy of NATO. So France and Germany are arming themselves in preparation for the United States invasion of Greenland. We're gonna go to war with fucking Germany. We're gonna go to war with fucking France. We're gonna go to war with fucking Denmark. Some of our oldest allies we're gonna go to war with because the Tangerine Palpatine and his bootlicking cult followers have decided that this is the era of American imperialism. You fucking pathetic supine worms. Literally, you are all fucking embarrassments. None of you are American. You are all subhuman. I don't mean everyone in this chat. I mean everybody in support of Donald Trump. You're all subhuman parasites. You need to be eradicated. Eradicated. Unfucking believable. Unbelievable. And now we have ICE moving door to door. I got my group chat of leftists that we helped mobilize the reaction in Minnesota. They can't believe what's going on either with the door to door. Thank you for the $2. Dude, some of my people have had their US passports revoked for being leftists. These are US citizens who are now in contact with their lawyers because their passports were revoked because they're dissidents of the regime. She's meeting with a member of Congress. Her entire identity was removed from the US passport system. Nobody in the entire congressional member's office has ever seen something like this. They don't know what to do. If you are a dissident of the regime, such as myself, they are removing you from the books. They are getting rid of your passport. They're getting rid of your citizenship. They are preparing to kill you. They're preparing to kill me. They're preparing to kill us. If I ever go dark and you get nothing from it, I was killed by the feds, okay? I need you to understand that. If this channel ever goes dark, I was killed by the feds. Holy fucking shit. Holy fucking shit. So World War III is breaking out. The Nazis are going door to door demanding to see paperwork. Great. 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 Huh. Ain't that something? Ain't that something? Chris, I'm terrified, man. Good. You should be. If you're not fucking terrified, you're not awake. I can't. I don't even have the fucking words for it, bro. I don't think this nation makes it to 2028. Fuck the election. I don't think we survive as a nation. I'm not even kidding. I don't think this nation will exist in 2028. I think there will be 3 different nations here. ICE is going door to door. Yep. Demanding to see paperwork. JD Vance just confirmed that live. I'm not moving. I don't move to Canada or Europe. I hold the fucking line. I bleed red, white, and blue. These colors don't fucking run. All right, guys. I'm going to end the stream. Thank you very much. I'll hit you with one bella ciao to boost your mood. Una mattina mi sono alzato, un bella ciao, bella ciao, bella ciao, ciao, ciao. Una mattina mi sono alzato e ho trovato l'invasor. Oh partigiano, portami via. Oh bella ciao, bella ciao, bella ciao, ciao, ciao. Partigiano, portami via, che mi sento di morir. You gotta stay as a revolutionary optimist. We're gonna make it out of this, but we're not going out of this easily. You might vote your way into fascism, but you fucking shoot your way out. Have a good one, guys. Have a good one. Have a good one. Later.